See, I'm more than on time. Even on I 1 second still on it. Easy clap. Sniped. Sniped. I did turn on the mic, right? I did. Okay, Pog. I saw you. I saw you, Hash. I saw you. How is everyone? How is everyone? Good to see you all again. Thank you, Voldemort. Thank you for the 11 months as well. That is crazy. Thank you so much. I am doing okay. It's not. I'm pretty sure it's not because of the 24-hour stream, because my fiance is also sick. We all like, everyone around here got like the flu and is coughing like you know, my parents and everyone. I'm okay. Just I think my voice is not gonna make it through like 5 or 6 hours, so we're gonna see how it goes. But yeah, Just Dig, thank you for the Prime, appreciate that so much, thank you. Yo, I'm still hungry, thank you for the 2 months. You guys are being generous today, thank you, appreciate all that. Welcome back, welcome back. I do not think it's the Rona. I think it's just a regular cold, you know. We are specifically mad. We are specifically mad at the flu. Yeah, the flu is the worst thing to get as a Yu-Gi-Oh player. We all know this. It is common knowledge that the flu is the worst thing to catch as a Yu-Gi-Oh player. We do not like it, but it's okay. let's do our warm-up stuff, and then I think we have some stuff to look at. There's some stuff that happened while I was gone. I heard there's a new Sky Striker card. There was something else I was gonna look at. What was it? I just read it in chat too. Let me see. Yes, my webcam is also new. I forgot what it was. Anyways. Before we do any of that, let us do the guessing game, huh? We got low defense, higher than 500 attack. It can't be Alistair. It cannot be Alistair. $2008, higher than 2008, higher than level 3. Could be a. Let's try a Mega Monarch. Ooh. Okay, so we got 1,000 defense. Does this maybe suit one of the level 6 Monarchs? Monarch. But it would have to be after 2008. I'm not even sure. Has there been a Monarch before? No, there's not. It's not Dark Armed. It's not dark. It's not dark. Kuraz is too old. Kuraz is also 2008. And it cannot be 2008. Kuraz and Caius are both 2008, and those are the newest Monarchs that are not Mega Monarchs. Except for the dark one that is 2016. A Klee? Is there a Klee with 1,000 defense? Wait, no, it couldn't be a Pendulum. I got debated, but now we know it's Earth. I'm pretty sure the barrier statues are all Cyberdark Impact, and I'm pretty sure Cyberdark Impact is like 2007. 2006 even, yeah. So those do not fit, because it is after 2008. Majesty's Fiend. Nope. Majesty's Fiend doesn't fit, but not a bad guess. Cyber Ogre. No, that card is not 1,000 defense. Also, the year doesn't match. Boomboxing? Nope, not 1,000 defense. Earth monster with 1,000 defense. Honestly, I can't even think of. Topaz Tiger is also too old. Before Topaz Tiger is 2007. I don't know. It might be because I'm sick, but my brain is not functioning. I can't think of a card. Absolute Crusader is not 1,000 defense. I'm just gonna try and get for more hints though. Let's see if it's level. Okay, it's a level 4 warrior from 2011. A level 4 warrior from 2011 that is Earth. Is there maybe a TG? No. Zubaba. Knight. Nope. 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 Heroic. That's all 2012. Is Kizan 1,000 defense? No, Kizan is 500 defense. Can't be Kizan. X Saber. X Saber could be. But somehow they are not 2011. Oh no, it's 2012. I thought that was it for a second. I thought that was it because it also fit the attack points. God damn it. Junk Breaker is 2017. That is not 2011. Some other junk? There he is. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, we were handicapped from the get-go. It's not because... It is not because I am sick. It's because I simply do not know that card. If you control a junk monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Broken. Extender. Makes Isold. Makes Isold. It's busted. Okay. You know what? We will just go sicko mode on the card guesser now. We shall just go sicko mode on the card guesser now. Hello, Phantom Wizard. I'm a little sick, but I'm okay. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging with another day without stream. Also, I just felt like doing it because, you know, being sick is boring. All right, let's go. Let's go, let's go. This looks like... Oh. Wait. This is a performer poll. Is this Popper Up? No, it's not. I don't know what it is. Showdown. Okay, we just lost 30 seconds. Naturia. Rock. Yes. Okay, good, 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 good. Oh, this... this is Lightning Golem. Evil Hero, Lightning Golem, yeah. Oh god! Summon Sorceress. Do not remind me. Run. This one I don't feel like is familiar. No. I didn't know that one. Magista's Glass Goddess. Okay. God damn it. Oh, this is Trident Dragon. Dragion. For some reason, it's not called Dragon, it's Dragion. Giving me Flamvel vibes, but I don't know which one. Or like Neo Flamvel. Okay, he is never relevant. Who's this little fellow? Anyone know? Garbage Ogre? Interesting. Oh. This is Amazonas trainee. Yes. It was not Chainmaster, no. Is this the Blackwing draw card? Oh, it's like of Black Feather. No, cards of Black Feather. It's Cards from Beyond? Oh, you're right. What card was I thinking of? There's a Blackwing draw card that looks kind of similar. Oh, 4 Black Feathers. Oh, this is a... It's a rank 3 water monster, but... Is Arrow Shark? Is it this one? I think it is, yeah. Oh, Needleworm. Oh, this looks very familiar, but what is it? Oh, this looks familiar. Oh, this is a Dark Lord. Yeah. You're right. Dark Lord, this. That was one of the price card ones, right? This is Blue Thunder. This is Hydrogeddon from Wish, but with 100 more attack back in the day. Alien Gray. This one, I don't know. Okay, Yangzing Brutality. This is Sky Scourge Norlaras. Yep. Ectoplasma. I know this. I know this. Yeah, the ritual thingy. Is it this? Yeah. Nah. Oh, it's a Kokimeru, I think. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, well. Oh, it's Blue Dragon Summoner. Yeah. Okay, this is either... I think this is Visor Death, not Visor Shock. But if it's not Visor Death, then it's Visor Shock. Okay. Black... Dark Illusion Ritual or Black Illusion Ritual? Black Illusion... No, it's Dark Illusion. Wait, no, what's... It's the... The ritual for Magician of Chaos. What is it called? It's not Black Illusion Ritual. What? Is it not that? Black Magic Ritual. God damn. Oh. There's no excuse for that one. This is an old dinosaur vanilla that I don't know the name of. But I knew exactly what that card was, yeah. God damn. This is a water card, but Angler? Oh, Grappler Angler. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, this is just Dark Blade. This is a Pendulum card, but I don't know. Spiral Strike or something. Spiral Flame Strike, yeah. Guess I could have tried finding it. This is some fusion card. Ultra Poly, okay. Okay, we're kind of losing our pace, but we're getting some harder ones now. I've never seen this before, I'm pretty sure. It's some, oh wait, it's some Firewall, is it not? Dark Fluid? Okay. This is Gishki Chain. Yes. Dark Contract with the Yami Makai. Heraklinos. This one. Oh god. Lady Macabre or Maiden, yeah. This one I do not. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was about to skip. Well, this one I have to skip. Defender of the Ice Barrier. No shot. Oh wait, this is Storm Caller. Is this no Storm Shooter? Yeah. Equip Shot. Vylon, right? Vylon? But which one? We're just gonna guess one and see if we can hit. Stella. Nope. Fortunate. Vanguard. Okay. Oh wait, is this Nightmare? No, it's Idea. You're right. You're right. I thought it was Orchestrated Nightmare for a second. I don't know why. Cupid. Volley. Nope. 4. Nope. Serve. Easy Club. It's not Pitch. That's the only one I knew it wasn't. It was not Cupid Pitch. This I haven't seen. Wait. Oh. That's the same card. We had this one. Materia Meron. I don't know the card, but some of you know. I know some of you do. Valkyrie? Which one? Zexte? Okay. This is Barrier Statue of the Inferno. I know my floodgates when I see them. Yo, Draco Predator, thank you for the 4 months. And Fog, thank you for the 3. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. This is Rescorpio. Is this Horneedle? Yeah. Ancient Warrior. No, World Shield. This one I don't know. Light Serpent. Paladin of Photon Dragon. Sharplanius? What is this? This is a Bee Trooper? Battle Wasp. Okay. Oh, this one I have seen, but there's no shot I can name it. It's like an old common. Voltic. It's not Voltic? Oh, it's Plasma Vice, is it not? Please be Plasma Vice. Ah, thank you. This also looks familiar. Is this Dark Angel again? Oh no, it's Harpy Queen. Yo, how many queens are there? I always misspell Harpy. Harpy. Where's Harpy Queen? There. Wait, it's not Harpy Queen? Oh my god, I swear to god, chat, if this is Dark Angel. Wait, but this is Harpy Queen. What? Or was this just the, was it the same card twice in a row? What are the chances of that? That confused me. It was the same card twice in a row. Bro, the odds to that is like 1 in 10,000. What the hell? This is some rainbow dragon, but it's too late. Yo, we did go sicko mode. We almost got the new a new PB, chat. Almost. Bro, we lost like 30 seconds to that freaking Harpy Queen incident. How? Literally, how is that possible? That's not fair. We would have gotten like 40 points for that, and we would have maybe had a PB. I don't know. The hell, dude? How do you get the same card twice in a row? God damn. Zen Mighty, thank you for the 9 months. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have you ever played the small board game? Yeah, we used to play it. We used to play it as a warm-up game before the stream, but I think this one is more fun. That's why we do this one. I think it bugged out because it didn't count your Harpy Queen guess. Well, then it's even worse. Then it's even worse because then, you know, we should have gotten points for that. Well, it's rigged, but it's okay. What did you play during Goki format? I played Goki. Well, anyways. Enough of the warm-up stuff. Let us get into the daily stuff for today. I was planning to just do on today's stream, since we're not gonna do as long of a stream, since I don't think my voice will hold up for the full 5 hours or whatever. We're just gonna do a little recap of what I missed these last couple of days. So if there's anything you want me to look at that was that happened, feel free to drop it in chat. I saw there's a new Sky Striker link. I also want to look at maybe, I haven't checked out the full spreadsheet yet, but there's a couple of deck profiles from the first week of regionals. The first week of regionals that happened after the new ban list. I want to see if there's anything cool. The first thing that I noticed when I opened up this spreadsheet was that there's a lot of sprites, which is something that is surprising to me. I mean, I'm down for it. I love Sprite. I was a little bit surprised by the, of course, tier limit 45% is still a lot, but you know, that is still surprising that we got like almost 30% Sprite in these top cut deck pros. Of course, it's not many at this point in time. There was no like huge event, I feel like. Can I get a link to the spreadsheet? We have exclamation mark spreadsheet for a link, but I think it goes to the, hold on, someone, yeah, okay. Spreadsheet, yeah, it goes to the old one. I have to update it, but you can just go next format and then you'll find the current spreadsheet here. Because Septo, the guy that operates it, makes a spreadsheet for every format. And so he made a new one for this new ban list format, right? So like if you go to the link in the command, just go to next format and find the link here to the new spreadsheet. Because we are now in week 1 of the new format. So that's one thing we're going to look into. Yassine's channel got hacked? Okay, and what happened? Can we talk trash about Pack for not inviting you to the Edison tournament? I mean, the thing is, it happened like in the middle of the night for me, and so I'm not particularly mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all, because obviously it happened in a time zone that I wasn't going to be up anyways. Did you watch the new Simo video? I did watch the Simo video already. Anyways, there is a new Sky Striker support here that I already read this morning briefly before I hit start streaming. When I opened the page, I read it. At first glance, I remember it sounding okay, but let's just reread it. Let's reread it together. Hi Josh, what's a fun deck to play for beginners? I see a lot of new people really enjoy the Despia deck. Maybe that's something you want to look into. It's like I think the Despia deck is on a great level for like it's fun, but it's also good enough so that you can compete with it without being like a tryhard, like sweaty best deck in the room. It's decent, right? I did not watch Ludwig's Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. I saw that he hosted one, but I haven't seen it. I have not seen it. I was like, if there's like a, I looked up the VOD earlier this morning, and it's like it's 6 hours, so we're not gonna be able to watch it. If there's like a highlight reel or anything like that, we could watch that. Or if he turns it into a YouTube video, then we could react to that. But I'm not down to watch like 6 hours of it. Yo, what's up, X Crazy? I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still a little sick. That's why we're not gonna do the full time of today, I think. But I wasn't gonna. I was bored anyways. So I figured I was just gonna stream as long as I can. There's a clip of him molding about Honest Neos. Okay, I mean, do it. All right. Anyways, Sky Striker Ace Azalea. Yeah, we got Iggy Azalea in here. Okay. Link 2 Dark Machine Link Effect Monster. Top left, bottom right. Materials 2 light and or dark monsters. Okay. Must be Link summoned. Oh. So must be Link summoned means no ray effect? No Ray effect, that's already a big downside. You can only special summon Sky Striker Ace Azalea once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. Then, if you have 3 or less spells in your graveyard, send this card to the graveyard. Once per turn, at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish one spell from your graveyard, destroy that opponent's monster. Wait, hold up. Hold up. This card is good though. But not for Sky Striker. This card is terrible in Sky Striker, but this card's really good in other decks. Is it not? I feel like it's really good to turn 2 lights or darks, or 1 light, 1 dark, into a pop. And of course, you don't get to keep the monster if you don't have 3 spells, but like in a lot of decks, that's not gonna matter. And then the other effect is also solid. Like if you have trouble outing something, you can just like banish a spell from the grave, destroy the monster. Hold up, no, this card is good though. Like just generically good. For Sky Striker, it sucks, right? For Sky Striker, this sucks because you cannot use the Ray effect to go into it. Which, to be clear, if you could do that, that would be insane. If they made a Sky Striker link where you can just go Ray effect, tag out, pop a card, that'd be insane. But in general, this card is very good. This card is also interesting, yeah, for Sprite. This card's not bad. It's also just like it pops face up, it pops face down. It's like yeah, it's very strong, I think. This card is powerful. This card will see play. Not in Sky Striker. Well, maybe still in Sky Striker, but like you can't even make it. You can't make it with any of the other Link monsters because they're all not light or dark, right? Hayate Wind, Kaina Earth, Kagari Fire, Shizuku Water. No. It is lore-wise an anti-Sky Striker card. But then why is it called Sky Striker? Well, yeah, Zeke is dark, but Zeke requires 2 monsters, right? You can make it with Ray plus Bestial, but it's like, maybe you will play it. Maybe you will play it. Or like, probably you will play it, but, yeah. Like, you have to invest 3 monsters if you make it with Zeke, right? But it's a good card, surprisingly. Because when I read it the first time, I was like, okay, if you can't make it with Ray, then it means it just sucks for Sky Striker. But now that I'm rereading it, I'm just realizing it's actually good in other decks because it isn't tied to the Sky Striker archetype at all. I just like autopiloted in that direction with my mind because like that's how it always was with all the Sky Striker links. They were all very much tied towards the Sky Striker archetype, but this one is just a generically good link monster. Yeah, we just ignore that it says Sky Striker on the card, and it suddenly is a sick card. Do you think the Striker engine gets better or more popular? Well, as it is right now, I don't think so. Currently, the Sky Striker engine is not that strong. It depends if they want to support it more in the future. Like at some point, we might see the cards come off the ban list, or we might see more support being printed. That doesn't suck. So you know. What set is this coming with? This is a V-Jump promo, which means that we have no... I think that means we don't know when we get it. I'm pretty sure that means it could come anytime. Like, it's gonna take a while, I think. You can... Oh, yeah, that is true. It's true what you're saying, Hugh Mayer. You can... It's because the second part here... Wait, but it says must be link summoned. Can you summon it with Elf then? You can summon it with Elf. It cannot be special summoned except by link summon. Which makes this wording also weird. Like, why does it say if this card is special summoned? If you could just say if this card is link summoned, but okay, well, it doesn't matter, I guess. You can make it with Masquerena on the opponent's turn. That's true. It's not the worst. Like, I mean, sometimes you go Unicorn just to out something with Masquerena. And with this you can do that without discarding. Right? So that's... You can use Linkage to summon it. Does Linkage ignore the summoning conditions? Sky Striker Linkage. Sky Striker mobilize Linkage. You cannot special summon one Sky Striker. No, you can't. It doesn't say ignore its summoning conditions, because this card says must be link summoned. It says must be link summoned, so no ray, no linkage, it doesn't work. So it genuinely is not Sky Striker support. This card is not Sky Striker support, but this is a generically good card that is going to see play, I think, just as removal. I mean, most likely in decks that have spell cards, like a decent amount. Like, for example, I think in tier right now, with the way we play so few spell cards, I'm not sure if you play this card because if you summon it to target a card in the field, destroy it, and then you have to send it to the grave because you don't have 3 spells, then I don't know if it's worth it. But in other decks that have enough, like if you have a realistic amount of spells where you can very often have 3 spells in the graveyard, you're definitely going to play. Like Sprite, like Power Spell Sprite, you play that for sure. Runic stuff, you play that for sure. It's very nice. Very good card the more I think about it. But once again, 3 or less, so you need 4. Okay, that makes it a bit worse. You need 4. Right. I thought it was if you have less than 3, but it's 3 or less. Okay, right. So you are going to need 4 spells, which makes it a bit harder for some decks, but still, I mean, it's just an option in your extra deck, right? Have you seen the hero counter, the new Blackwing? Okay, let me... What do I need to look at? When did it come out? Oh, the second article? The remaining new cards. Oh. The remaining new cards from what, though? What is this 23 PP? Is it premium pack? When are we gonna get these cards? Wait, they're doing even more? Crystal. Premium pack, yeah. Oh, Black Feather. He looks cool. Look at him. I love him. He's so cute. Very bog. Baby spider. Yo, there's a lot of cards. Okay, hold on. Praying Mantis, level 4 wind insect effect monster. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. During your standby phase, you can special summon a token. Okay, that's awful. Once per turn, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send 1 card from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard. Return that opponent's monster to the hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon a baby mantis token. Okay, that part alone could make this abusable in some strategy, although I'm not aware of which strategy that would be. The first 2 effects are pretty much irrelevant, but the third one is interesting. Although we have plenty of cards that make a token when they go to the graveyard, and they're not being abused as it is right now, right? Guard Mantis, level 4 wind insect effect. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can pay 1,000 life points, special summon this card from your hand in defense position, and if you do, you cannot special summon monsters while you control this monster, except insect monsters. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target an insect monster you control, change its battle position. Okay, I don't know what the application for the second one would be, but the first one is just like, it's an insect extender, whatever that's worth. But I guess there's also plenty of that. Yeah. Okay, Golden Rule. Equip spell card. This card is always treated as a crystal card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Hold on. Place 2 Crystal Beast monsters from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone as continuous spells. Then special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand or grave with a different name from those cards. And if you do, equip it with this card. When this card leaves the field, isn't that busted? Isn't this busted? Hold up. Hold. Wait. Isn't this completely insane? Isn't there one that summons whenever? Hold on. Ruby Carbuncle, right? If you special Ruby Carbuncle, you can immediately special the other ones? When this card is special summon... Oh, wait. Does it miss timing? Does it miss timing? Because it's and if you do... Wait, and if you do it simultaneously though, right? It does not miss timing. Okay. When this card is special summoned, you can special summon as many Crystal Beast monster cards as possible from your spell and trap zones. If this face-up card is destroyed in the monster zone, you can place it face-up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous instead of sending it... Yeah, so... It's just... I mean, okay. Hold up. I don't know that much about Crystal Beasts yet. We've looked at some deck profiles. I saw that Jesse uploaded a deck profile on Team Sam's channel. We might look into that in a bit. But this is a custom card once again, right? It's a custom card once again because you just put 2. You don't even have to put 2 with different names. You can just put 2 Sapphire Pegasus, right? You just put 2 Sapphire Pegasus. You don't even have to play different names for it. You just have to summon one with a separate name than the ones you put, but you just always put 2 Sapphire Pegasus and summon the what is this even? Cat? It's a cat, right? You summon the cat. Summons a cat. Okay, that's good. Protection of the Elements. Counter trap card. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. When a spell trap card is activated, you can banish 1 face-up elemental hero monster you control until the end phase, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If you control elemental hero Terra Firma, we could technically stop reading there, but we're just going to finish it. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 of your elemental hero monsters that is banished or in your hand or graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. Okay, well, I'm never going to control elemental hero Terra Firma, so... Blackwing, Sharngod the Waning Moon. I love him. Please be good. Level 2, Dark Winged Beast, Tuner Effect Monster. Even though I don't know if I want Blackwings to be good again. That deck kind of looks like it's an annoying deck to play against. Because it just like does... It's just like a combo deck now that just plays for 10 minutes, I feel like. Okay, level 2, Dark Winged Beast Tuner. You can only special summon with the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per duel. Okay, so he better be broken. If there is another monster with 2000 or more attack on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you control a Blackwing Synchro monster, quick effect, you can banish this card from your grave, then target a face-up card your opponent controls, destroy. Hey, yo! That is good. Once per tournament. This guy is not bad, is it? Comes out from your hand for free, gives you a nice little pop as a quick effect. If it wasn't a tuner, it'd be so much better. See, that's where I haven't studied the combos enough to know whether you would need this to be a tuner or a non-tuner. I'm sure someone is going to be in the lab to find out some Blackwing combos, and like there's going to be a sick end board plus this in the graveyard. But yeah. It doesn't need a Blackwing on the field for the first effect. It could just be any monster, but I'm assuming going first is when it matters more. But also just like going second, this can help break boards too, right? If you can like special summon it, make it synchro with it, pop a card, force a negate, stuff like that. It's an interesting card. We did already look at the new Sky Striker, yeah, just a few minutes ago. But this is, okay. I mean, I don't know enough about Blackwings, but I feel like Blackwing is like that deck that is very close to being playable, but not quite there yet. And even if it becomes playable, then people start playing Nibiru and then it just dies. So I'm not sure how I feel about it, but you know, the art is Pog. Final Cross, quick play spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. During your turn, if a Synchro monster was sent to your graveyard this turn, target one Synchro monster you control, it becomes able to make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. Then, if you activated this card by targeting a Synchro monster with Warrior, Synchron, and or Stardust in its original name, you can make it gain attack equal to one Synchro monster in your graveyard. Yep, not interested. Oregon Prototype 2, thank you so much for the Prime. Appreciate that. Good afternoon to you. Thank you. Fissioning Mother Spider. Okay. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, and that's Insect level 5. Okay, it's like a super quanto, what is it, red layer for insects. You contribute this card. Uh-oh. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except XYZs. Also special up to 3 baby spiders from your hand and or deck. And if you do, their levels become 5. Also, they cannot be used as a material for an XYZ summon, except the XYZ summon of a dark monster. Okay. Baby spider. You can only use the first and second. You contribute a dark monster that has a level. Increase the level of each baby spider you currently control by the level the attributed monster had on the field. You can pay half your life points, banish this card from your grave, and detach one material from your dark XYZ, then target a dark. So, hold up. So this is an instant rank 10, right? Because you go normal summon this thing, special summon this thing, special summon this, tribute it, summon 3 baby spiders, use 1 baby spider to tribute one of the baby spiders that is level 5. So it goes to, they all go to level, the 2 that you have left are going to be level 10. So you can do level 10 dark, XYZ, or you can go a rank 5 that's dark with up to 3 materials. Is there anything good? Is there anything good for this? I mean, the problem, once again, you like, if you build a deck around this, you have to play 3 baby spiders, which is awful, because that card, drawing that card would be horrible. This one is obviously the one you want to draw, but like, how do you search this even? It's 0 attack, so you could use Piri Rise Map, I guess. But even then, you just don't have that many copies, right? But I guess, yeah. Okay, now... Let's talk about this name real quick. What is this? That's a lot of symbols. That's a lot of symbols. D, 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 D. Super Dimensional Sovereign Emperor Zero Paradox. At this point, I'm pretty sure they're memeing. I'm pretty sure they're memeing at this point with the DDDDDD names. I think they're just having fun with it. They're just like, who can come up with the longest name that will fit on the card in their office? And then they'll have like monthly competitions for like who came up with the coolest name that fits the entire box. And then, you know, whoever did it gets a day off or something like that. Or whoever did it gets to design the next broken archetype custom card or something like that. Anyways, level 12 Dark Fiend Pendulum Effect monster. Scale 10. Pendulum Effect. You can only use the Pendulum Effect of this card's name once per turn. You can target one card in your opponent's Pendulum Zone, special summon this card, and if you do, place that card in your Pendulum Zone. Oh. And if you do that, destroy it during the end phase of the next turn. See, that would have been a very funny card back when we had Pendulum meta. Like actual meta, right? When like 16 or 15, when you played like Wavering Eyes for the Pendulum Mirror matches and stuff like that. Playing this could have been interesting because it's just like a extender, 3000 attack, steal your opponent's Pendulum Scale. That would have been a cool card in that format. But now, I mean, at max, you would be able to use this effect in the Pendulum Mirror matches, which I'm not sure you even side deck for the Pendulum Mirror match anymore. Monster effect cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by its own effect. Oh, so you don't even have another way to get it. You have to summon it by that effect. Or does it have another effect? No, it has another effect to summon itself. Okay. When you Pendulum summon a monster, and the total Pendulum scales of the cards in your Pendulum zones are higher than the total levels of the Pendulum summoned monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, destroy as many other cards on the field as possible. Then you can place this card in your Pendulum Zone. Once per turn, if another face-up DDD monster you control leaves the field by spell effect, this card's attack becomes 6,000. Okay. I think they did have a competition for the most words on the card. That's the only thing. That's the only reasonable explanation for this card, because there's no other reason why it should exist. It's not very good. It's not very relevant. It has nothing to do with the DDD archetype. All it does, literally all it does, is have a lot of words on it. That's the only thing. There has to be some sort of competition in the Konami Japan office of like who can come up with the most convoluted way of putting a bunch of words on a card. That's how it has to be. Additional mirror level 7. Quick play. If a level 7 monster is special summoned to your field, send 2 additional mirror level 7 from your hand and or deck to the graveyard. Then target one of those monsters. You can only special summon from the extra deck once for the rest of this turn after this card resolves. Also special summon 2 monsters with that name from your deck. Then take damage equal to the total original attack of the monster special summoned by this effect. So it's like a machine duplication for level 7 monsters that requires you to have 3 of them in your deck. And also the monster has to be special summoned. And it locks you into only 1 more summon from the extra deck. True, you can use this in Kashtira. You could play this in Kashtira, but you take a lot of damage. You take a lot of damage if you target, like, I don't know, Fenrir with this. It's not awful. It's not awful in Kashtira though, but like, I don't know if it makes the cut. I feel like the deck, if you have Fenrir, you already have enough. You already have enough gas. I don't know. Not sure if I would play this. It sends 3 spells to give free spells Sky Striker for it. Yeah, but like, not really. I don't think it sees play. I don't see this card. I don't think this card will see play, but it is funny. It's not a complete trash card either. Like, if there's ever a deck where this card is relevant, it could be annoying. But I don't think this card will see play, especially because like this feels like one of those cards. It feels like one of those cards that you'd have to build your deck around. But it's not searchable in any way. So it's a weird concept. But you know, it's good for Master Duel with Ascendant of Thunder. Wait, aren't you literally dead if you do this on Ascendant of Thunder? Are you joking? Because Ascendant of Thunder, you pay 3,000. And then you summon 2 more Ascendant of Thunder. Yeah, you're dead. Or is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? Do you want to do this for self TK in like the events? It is a hella fast self TK. Self TK in 2 steps. 2 steps, right? Yeah, they've given self TK even more support. Oh my god, they have optimized it. They came up with a way to make self TK even more consistent. Holy. Okay, well. 2 card combo self TK. That's crazy. We did read the Sky Striker Link 2, and to be honest, I think the Sky Striker Link 2 is the best card out of the ones we read. I mean, okay, this card in itself is the best card we read, but I don't know if this is enough to make Crystal Beasts work. I guess we can. I am actually interested in this. We could look at Jesse's approach to Crystal Beasts, because I have not really seen Crystal Beast put to work in a fashion that I think is playable. I have seen some Crystal Beast stun decks, right? The ones where you just play, I think, only Sapphire Pegasus and I think 1 Carbuncle or something like that, and just play stun out of the Oblivion. I'm not sure if I like that, but I think Jesse's deck was a little different. So hold on. I think that's a good segue. Please bear in mind, thank you for the 3 months. Also, yo, your username is outdated. Your username is outdated. You need to reconsider it. May you make Rika's playable? I mean, I don't know. Rika is in a tough spot right now. Rika is in a tough spot right now.
Welcome to the season finale.
Hold up. Don't scream at me yet. So I did look into this, but I haven't watched it completely yet, so I am down.
So, what is going to your voice from Team Samurai X1 here today? Who am I with?
Jesse Cotton.
Never heard of you.
Today,
man.
Jesse Anderson.
How has the deck changed with Battles of Legends Crystal Revenge?
The bigger change was honestly the structure deck a couple months ago, but the Advanced Crystal Beast does give you some more options, which is super cool, which I'll show you in some combos later and throughout the deck profile.
Yep.
This is one of my favorite fun decks at the moment right now to play. Strong considering it's Crystal Beasts. It's so interesting and intricate that it's a lot of fun.
Yo, Schmidt, thank you for the 2
awesome.
months. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Welcome back.
Here we go.
When people see Crystal Beasts, they often think it's no combos or anything. This deck
Oh my god, those are so nice.
What?
Damn, you like that like that. You're rich.
My favorite cards.
Those have to be. Those have to be insanely expensive. There's no
like
shot
that?
these are not
This
expensive.
this should be pretty obvious for
Hold
Crystal
up.
Beast fans. It's like
I'm
your
doing
strat
market
is equivalent,
research
so we play 3
on the second screen.
Okay.
And then for the actual, like, let's call them crap Crystal Beasts, it's these. This one's not that bad. And this one's level 3. It can be Tortoise as well, but I figured that this can maybe attack directly and sneak him lethal. But yeah, this one's level 3 for Levier.
Oh, Levier.
It was Topaz Tiger, but I decided Levier was more important.
Where's the turtle?
Well, it could be either or. You wouldn't play both.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
And then obviously one.
Yeah,
Zenith.
yeah,
I'm
those
gonna
are
play a
like
support called
literally
Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon.
200
I'm gonna
bucks.
play one because
Easy.
I found myself never needing after the first. So this one says whenever Crystal Beast battles, you can special summon from your hand, which is fine. Whenever it goes destroyed, like other Crystal Beasts, it goes to spell trap card zone. But what's really good is when in the spell trap card zone, you can banish it, special summon a Crystal Beast from your deck, and then add Rainbow Dragon from deck to hand. So this is kind of what. That's actually not the most important card, but it does bridge a lot of the deck together.
Okay, so what do these cards do? Can you explain to us?
It's also
These sleeves make me nervous. There's literally no space left on the top. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
similar to their counterparts.
It is a little
but they
off-putting.
require Advanced Dark to be in the field to activate, or to be on the... they kill themselves if Advanced Dark is not on the field, which is a huge downside. To make up for that, though, they do have some other effects. So this is pretty much the same, except...
Why does he have the
also,
cards so hype on this? I can't handle it. It is hard to look at. It might just be the sleeves, though.
Carbuncle also summons itself and all the other Crystal Beasts, except this one requires
Might not
you
be
to summon it
Jesse's
with another
fault.
effect.
Maybe
This
the sleeves are
summons
just
itself.
awful.
So it's Extender all by itself. I actually don't know what it even does. Oh, all your advanced Crystal Beasts can attack directly.
If you don't know, now you know.
And this one is like Gravekeeper Commandant. You discard it and you add Advanced Dark from deck to hand, and that's pretty solid.
Okay, nice. All right. So these are the perfect ratios, you think, for the advanced Crystal Beast stuff?
Yeah, the only thing, like, I've considered playing one more Crystal Beast, but for the most part, like, outside of this, they're not the best to draw.
The artwork on the Advanced Crystal Beast is very nice.
Like, this is fine, but I don't want more Advanced Crystals. You only want to use those later in the combo, typically. So you'd only be playing them in case these get banished. This is like a authentic Crystal Beast deck. We're actually trying to summon our Rainbow Dragon here. So I play two.
Even if it's the sleeves, it's his fault for using them. I mean, he said it's his fun deck. Like, I'm sure he's playing this with friends and whatnot. So, literally, who cares? Also, goddamn, those are probably worth more than my collection. Rainbow Dragon. Just out of curiosity. Yes. Well, they're not worth more than my collection, but they are like, what is it? First edition? Oh my god. Are both first edition? They are both first edition. Yep, that's like $1,000 right there. Or like 600. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
You gotta lay down like that.
You need to play two, because if you don't play two, this card can just be dead. You need to be able to activate it. Drawing it's fine, because you actually summon it in this deck. Rainbow Bridge, this is just insane. It's like your e-call. Search anything. This searches for any monster and puts on spell trap card zone, so it's the one's even better.
Wow.
This is your emergency teleport for the deck.
Crystal Beast has some ridiculously overpowered cards for no reason. They just like give them a couple custom cards every once in a while.
Obviously really good.
Wait, damn it, you tell me now.
You reveal Rainbow Dragon and either adds a bridge card, which is also really good, or a special Crystal Beast from the deck. You do either or effect depending on your hand, because the other bridge card I'm about to show you is probably the best spell in the deck. This card's nuts.
Wait,
this is like pretty much Brilliant Fusion for the deck. It gives you an extra normal summon once per turn for Crystal Beasts. And also it's Diagram, so you can destroy Crystal Beasts in your hand or field.
Yeah, why is it Diagram and Brilliant Fusion? Both of those cards are on the ban list.
I think it adds a Rainbow Spell Trap neck to hand, or Crystal Spell Trap neck to hand.
This card's broken.
And then also says, it's not done, whenever a Crystal Beast goes into your spell trap card zone, you return this card to your hand and one card your opponent controls. So it's Kieran, Diagram, Brilliant Fusion, like double summon. It's really, really strong. This card's nuts.
Wait, bro, I heard that at YCS, what's it called, Pasadena, you said that if the Shizu cards weren't out, you would have played this deck at the YCS.
Yeah, this deck, the Graveyard Disruption is pretty good against this deck, and because everyone's playing the Shizu tier, the Shizus are good against this deck, but also everyone else is playing so much Graveyard Disruption that hits this deck like collateral.
Wow, but this deck, okay, if the Shizus are gone, this deck is insane.
It's pretty solid, yeah. Like if Shizu gets hit, I may bring this to YCS.
Chill, yo, you're like that, Jesse Anderson, my bad.
3 Foolish Goods for Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. There's other crystal cards you can play to get effects, but honestly, they're not that good. It's just Rainbow Bridge is so strong. So
wait, I have a question. If you're playing Foolish Burial Goods, aren't you supposed to play the turtle guy?
You can add any crystal beast off it.
Oh, any crystal.
Everyone just thinks it's just turtle because it's an aqua. You can add any crystal beast, which is why it's so good. This deck, this is double Rhoda pretty much.
Oh.
Straight up add Pegasus and any field spell. So I play.
So what are the field spells we're using?
Fusion package. So these don't seem that crazy in this deck until you see the combo with it. I'm going to be proxying the target. It's called Camion Wizard.
I'm gonna be honest. If my opponent activates Instant Fusion and summons Camion Wizard, I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't care what the combo after is.
That doesn't even use the best cards in the deck, so you'll understand why these are good. Talking about the field spells, you got our field spell package. You need this for the advanced cards. And then we got utility field spells.
Wow.
Another 2 surprise field spells, failing
yes.
field spells.
Whoa, what the?
Hey,
What?
whoa.
And then both effects can be used.
Wait. The turn player can target one monster card zone in their own spell and trap zone special summon. Oh!
By both players. So pretty much, it doesn't matter which one you activate, you're going to get both effects, but so does your opponent. It's important to know. The other effects are also only active if there's another spell in the field spell zone. So you have to have both players have field spells up. However, if they kill their own to play a new one, it's still, your one still has an effect for both players. Now what they do is, honestly I don't remember which one is which because it doesn't really matter half the time, but one of them lets me target an opponent's monster and put it in the spell trap card zone, so it's removal. I can just target a Sprite Elf, for example, and just put it in the spell trap card zone almost like it was 1,000 Ice Restrict.
Wow.
Which is super sick, so it just means I have removal at any point. The second effect is what is really cool, and since you target, once per turn, the turn player can target a monster that's in the spell trap card zone and it's about to summon it. Yeah. So that means if you put their guy in spell trap card zone, they can summon it back, but you actually putting your own stuff there too. So when you go Pegasus, put Pegasus there, or Carbuncle, this is like a Crystal Promise and just...
Bro, wait, so how'd you come up with this, man?
That's
this
funny.
Is actually Ryan Levine's idea. We worked on Crystal Beast together. Both
That's a good idea.
It's probably one of our favorite like side decks that we play throughout time. Crystal Beast.
Damn, you're rich and you have a great brain.
So we talked about this. Add a
And you have great brain.
Oh, wow. Oh, wait, only one?
Well, it's once per duel.
But I swear decks for like 3 of them, no?
Yeah, they're playing 3 because they want to mill it, but I'm searching it, so it's fine. This card actually can add or can send, so you can actually just send this instead of adding it.
Oh, so you always have access to this?
Yeah, I mean, this card isn't integral to any combos, but yeah.
Wow. If the fate of the universe is on the line right now, Jaden versus Jesse Anderson, who do you have your money on?
Oh, Jesse's slapping you, like it's not close.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And then we got the Crystal Counter Trap and the Crystal Conclave. This is the 2 bounce cards, this is a negate. So you just like draw into these, you search these, and your combos to end on your end field, plus these.
Wow.
All right, so that's it for the main deck. We got the extra deck here. Over Dragon, this card is not that important, but it's extra free body where you can tribute over Rainbow Dragon and summon this, and then override using the Rainbow in the Grave.
Wait, Jesse, why is it so shiny, bro? What sleeves are those?
Yours.
Sheesh! Genius, and you got this? Yeah, like that. Okay.
You may not need to, but I'm playing so you can make a second one after shuffle stuff back and revive.
What does he do?
Really good. So you have to pretty much banish materials from your grave after you summon the Rainbow Dragon. So it's 7 Crystal Beasts and Rainbow Dragon. Ultimate Crystals.
People really do be
well.
still out here saying sheesh.
And then it gains 7k attack. You have 7 different names in the banished pile. Quick effect, you can tribute it to shuffle every card on the field back in the deck, and then summon back 5 Crystal Beasts. So really strong.
What the heck?
Yeah. This is a Camion Wizard. Leviair for to get back banished pieces in case you get DD Crowed or Bestial.
Damn, OT.
Dweller, Broken, and Garrus, the combos.
Damn, ulti Leviair.
Good. Revive and draw both strong.
Well, the whole deck is high rare if you haven't noticed until this point.
Attack.
Wait, it's 11,000 attack?
It gains 7,000 attack.
But we're proxying Camion Wizard.
It says 7,000 attack?
It gains 7,000, yeah.
Wait, did this make Camion Wizard spike?
Wait, Dark, can I see?
Camion Wizard.
Damn!
I'm sick of you. Cross Sheep, because this card's awesome.
Hey!
Appaloosa for your end field. Atlantis.
Okay, Sam, calm down. Can someone explain this to me? Why? Why? Oh, god damn. But why is it specifically this one? I forgot. I didn't hear the reasoning.
Okay, attack. You have 7 different names in the banished pile. Quick effect, you can tribute it to shuffle every card on the field back in the deck, and then summon back 5 Crystal Beasts. So really strong.
What the heck?
Yeah. This is a Camion Wizard. Leviair for
so why
banished pieces in case you get DD Crowed or Bestial.
Damn, OT.
Dwellers, Broken, and Garrus.
Why is it important that it's a spellcaster?
Drawing cards is good. Revive and draw both strong. This deck has no problem killing with power though, because this is 11,000 attack.
Wait, it's 11,000 attack?
Again, 7,000.
Because I mean, it makes sense that you choose a dark, right? You can choose any dark though. You can play like Darkfire Dragon, But maybe we'll see why. Let's just wait. I'm sure there's a reason why it's that card.
7,000 attack?
It gains 7,000, yeah. Dark Charmer for just, random stuff.
Wait, Dark, can I see? Damn!
I'm sick of you. Cross Sheep, because this card's awesome. Appaloosa for your end field. Atlantis.
Whoa. Dang!
If I shuffled up a hand, I can show you one quick. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is poo, but it's fine. Well, this can go first. Maybe they'll Ash this. This gets Advanced Dark from deck to hand.
But no one plays Ash though, so you're good.
Right now, but I mean, this is just a general template. And people still play Ash, there's not that many. Crystal Bond is really good, obviously. I just put the Zenith in the Spell Trap card zone and get Pegasus or Advanced Pegasus. I'll get regular Pegasus, I think. As you can see here, I already have a lot of names. Banish this, get one from deck. I like to get the Carbuncle out so I can do Garrison back later. Unless I'm planning on making rank 4. I don't think I am here, so I'll get this out. I'll put this up here in the Banish pile. I'll get Rainbow Dragon as well. That is very important.
Wait, how are you switching Rainbow Dragon? With
This
what?
adds Rainbow Dragon
Wow.
as well.
So adds 2.
Specials 1, add 1.
Wow.
This card's insane.
I love how every time Jesse just explains an effect, Sam's mind is just blown. He's like, yo, you managed to read the card? That's insane.
I'll reveal the Rainbow Dragon specials from deck, or to add, we'll get this here, this card's insane. Gives me extra summon, so I'll extra summon this. Let's put the advance.
Why is he saying he has many names? He's Jesse
crazy
Cotton.
right now.
You only have one name.
Look at his mind.
You're capping right now.
Look at this, the mind of Jesse Anderson. Damn.
Let's put Pegasus there. The advanced Pegasus. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 names right now. They get a field spell now as well. And then use the field spell to bring this out. Yeah, okay, this one is the one that summons out from the small trap card zone. So I'll send this off first for this. And now this one's effects bring out this. And this effect can put their Carbuncle here. And now I can use this, destroy this, and it goes there. Then add 1 from deck to hand. And I'll just add this because I get anything later. Now I can use the effect.
Wait, is this Macedon music?
Special summon out 1, 2.
Bro, there are so many things happening right now. I'm not following, honestly.
Effects.
I'll be honest right now.
Other Cobalts or the other.
There are a lot of piles on this board right
This
now.
is going first, right? You always want to go first with Zach.
Yeah, I mean, going second, you're going to use the field spells for utility a lot, and like this. So here I have an extra normal summon. Or I still have regular normal summon because I extra normal this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names. Okay, so extra normal this. This is 7 names. So I already have. This is already live. So what do I want to do here? I'd probably go Star Yugioh here to try and draw into more of the traps. So I'll probably keep up this so I can Zelantis this. Or don't want to Zelantis this maybe. I'll Zelantis this actually. So I'm gonna link.
The crystal beasts
Yeah,
don't
that
go
sounds
into the
better.
spell and trap zone when you
So
link them,
Yugioh,
right? They have to be
Draw
destroyed.
4. Okay, Goods is really good. I hit a field spell. I don't need this. I need the Rainbow Dragon still. Goods gets Necro Valley, which I like, but I don't know if that's better. I definitely don't need 2 of these.
Damn, bro.
I'd probably get rid of this. The
Wow,
Goods is really
Jesse.
strong.
Wow.
You can probably get it again later. The other stuff, so then do the bridge. I like getting Necro Valley, because Necro Valley plus field spell is really strong right now.
Also, Force Burial, dump Bridge, and searches.
Get Pegasus. And I'd get Necro Valley. It's good. Extender.
Necro Valley doesn't hurt this deck, right?
It does. Because you can't, I mean, it hurts it a good amount, because you can't do the overdrive.
But this is the last thing that you're going to do, basically.
Yeah, so special summon off Star Yugioh. Effects.
Yeah, there's an Ultra Saryuja and there's a proxy for Camion Wizard.
This is a normal summon.
But we got Ghost
No,
Rare
summon
Rainbow
summon.
Dragons, 2 of them, first edition.
okay, true.
It does not
So
make
Saryuja's
sense.
Effect summon, send this.
And then Zelantis effects.
Jesse, this is insane, bro. Zelantis is so good in this deck.
Yeah. And these can then come back.
Yeah.
Trigger their effects. Put this there. And then I summon them out. So let's summon out these, I guess. And then, so yeah, I have a couple, you can see the things here, because I still haven't used Cross Sheep here. And then I could go Rainbow Dragon. Okay, so after thinking about a minute, because this deck is complex, I'm actually going to do this instead. Put this here. This
too
lets
late.
me put 1 back, so okay, then I can put this here. And then I want to make some space. So I'm gonna make Daenerys.
Do you guys know that feeling of when you like walk somewhere or drive by car or anything like that? And at some point on your journey, you're just like, I have no idea how I got here. I don't remember like what happened until this point. Does anyone know that feeling of like you just like you just focus on the road or whatever, and you just at some point you're like, yeah, I don't know how I got here. That's what I have right now. That's exactly what I have right now. Like I have no idea how we got to this board state. I don't know what happened.
Should be correct. It seems I'm skipping my main phase 1 next turn, so I'm going to special summon off it, but it's fine. And then I want to clear up space again, so I'll make Cross Sheep. This is going to be here for a while, not doing anything. Bring back the Carbuncle, which brings out these two.
Wait. Oh, so you're using Yugioh to bring back Carbuncle from grade?
Yeah. So it brings out these. And this will trigger again, so just put one in there for next turn.
Okay, the sound just changed.
Also just for the Crystal Miracle. Actually, no, this should 100% just beat this. Because this kind of summons itself for free next turn.
Wait, so you how are you setting this with this?
This, yeah.
So this sends advanced Crystal Beast cards?
Yeah.
True.
And then I can turn these into Saryuja again. I'm gonna try at the other trap or the Rainbow Bridge. Maybe it was greedy of me to throw it away before, but I think it's fine. And then just that, yeah, that's okay. This will search. The other one.
So these are interruptions right here.
Yeah, this is a bounce. This
okay,
is
now we're back to normal sound. Okay.
So special, and then tribute this to summon Overdragon. Cross Sheep will bring one back. Let's bring back.
Oh, you're making Dweller.
Pegasus. Yeah, I am.
You're insane.
Then I can put one in Small Trap Card Zone again. I'm going to put the Advanced Crystal Beasts there just so that I can summon them again next turn. Because I'm going to probably not activate Upper Valley if I'm making Dweller. I don't need to. But it's good to have.
Yeah, it's good to have, yeah.
And then I can go...
Wait, you're linking the boy off?
That's the bad one. That one doesn't do anything.
Oh.
Make Appaloosa. Dweller.
All that for Apo Dweller?
Banish. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to activate the Dweller. And I'll detach this and I'll banish the 7th one. And then I get to summon out the Overdrive. So I gotta shuffle back the entire field. This just protects my field. Keys, graveyard effects. This is kind of like a bounce.
Wait, it shovels back everything?
Every card in both players' fields, yeah.
Right now?
No, one quick effects. I can do whatever I want.
Oh,
so what I usually do is wait till the end phase, use it, and then it also summons back 5 Crystal Beasts. So you just summon back
and
1, 2, 3, and this is just 8,000.
You're in what the Jesse? This like is ridiculous, bro.
So you end on this, and then you also have like, any counter trap, and then you have this as well in your hand. But
how, Jesse? How do you do this?
This is the
wow.
The end field you want to try go for.
Wow.
And you see I'm going to freestyle to try get there.
Well, I watched these deck profiles for Sam, to be honest.
3,000 plus likes right now, and we're going to be doing Jaden versus Jesse Anderson. New format. How do you feel, Jesse?
You're going to get stomped.
No, man, you can't. How do you beat Darklaw?
This card also is a bounce. This is a bounce.
Damn.
What did your deck do versus Compulses? Your deck sucked in 2015. 7 years later, it's not going to get any better. Shout out to my sponsor, Luxury Gaming, of course.
All right, Jesse.
I'm gonna be honest, I still don't know how Crystal Beasts work, but that looked funny. That looked fun. To be fair though, I'll say one thing. It does not look like a fun experience for both players. It looks like if you are playing against your friends with your fun Crystal Beast deck and you sit there and do that for 20 minutes, I don't think your friend is gonna have much fun, and I don't think they want to play with you again after that. So yeah, I think consider twice whether you want to take this one as your fun deck. Did you watch the impossible combo videos on Sam's channel? Like the one where he has to do something with one card, like get out like all sorts of stuff? Yeah, I've seen some of those. I don't know if I've seen all of them, but they're all pretty much the same. I mean, it's all the same concept, right? It's just Sam gives him some task, and then Jesse does it, while Sam just says, wow, Jesse, for like the 15 minutes, right? So like, you know. There's a new one that's pretty funny. Whoa! Hold up. Which one? Let's watch some Oh My God, Jesse. Why not? Where is it? You said new. I missed it? Okay, where is it? Risk, Summoning, is it this one? No. Summoning the impossible Egyptian god in Master Duel? No. 2 weeks ago? No, the last one is 6 months ago. You lied to me. That video doesn't have Jesse in it. Well, then how are we gonna get some Oh My God Jessies? That's not worth it. I've seen these two, so but it's a good one. I mean, link me the video you're talking about. Link me the video you're talking about, and we'll see if it's funny. Okay? Is that a deal? So I don't have to search for a decade. Just tell me which one you want. The Sam video. Or we continue with the regional deck profiles from last weekend. Up to you. Back from lunch, did we talk about Ultimate Unicorn yet? What is Ultimate Unicorn? You read the title of it just then? Was it the Master Duel one? Do you mean this one?
In today's video, we're gonna be summoning the Egyptian goddess in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. This card right here is arguably one of the hardest cards to actually summon. Can we actually summon it and win in one turn? This is gonna be one of my hardest challenges yet. Without further ado, let's summon Sophia, goddess of rebirth. Let's begin. What's going on, your boy Sam from Team Samurai X1 here. Happy Monday! Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. In today's video,
Wednesday, Sam.
Jesus. Sophia, Goddess of Rebirth. This card is absolutely phenomenal. One of the hardest cards to ever summon. And if you actually summon this card, you are more likely just going to win the duel. If you guys don't know what Sophia does, Sophia is a level 11, 30% attack. I'm actually start to look at your opponent's hand.
So he's just building some jank-ass deck and trying to pull it off in Master Duel. That's basically what we did on stream. You guys remember that? You guys remember when we tried the weird Master Duel challenges?
By having a 2100 beat stick on the field, and you get access to Zod, don't get access to
Vanilla.
This is a 60 card deck.
Yep, vanilla.
You're playing a lot of breaks, unfortunately, and you're playing 60 to mitigate you draw. This deck right here, as long as you get access to Zod, you basically.
I mean, okay, but that's not that. Nah, that's not that funny. It's not that funny of a video. I don't want to watch this one unless you guys want to see it. But like, he just like builds a crazy deck and tries to play against someone who doesn't have a hand trap. Until he's done it. I'm not. Nah. It's not the same. It's better when Jesse does it and Sam just like, oh my god, Jesse's him the entire time. That's different. That hits different. Let's get into some actual current format content. Not just, I mean, the Crystal Beast deck. The Crystal Beast deck, in all honesty, is like probably okay-ish, but not gonna be part of the meta, I think, anytime soon. Except for maybe some stun variations, because like some of the Crystal Beast cards are quite strong, and then if you play only those and paired with some floodgates, I've seen that work, but I don't know. Anyways, we already quickly talked about it earlier when we looked at this. When we looked at this spreadsheet, I noticed, even though it only has, what is it, roughly 45, 44 decks right now, from the past weekend, the first weekend of tournaments of the new format, I feel like that's still a lot of Sprite. I don't know if you guys went to any regionals this past weekend and maybe noticed an increase in Sprite players or Sprite decks doing well. I feel like that's a lot of Sprites. 29%? That's a lot, I feel like. And 45% tier limit. I mean, I guess we can compare this to the previous one. Hold on. Yeah, like what Sprite 12% and tier 56 in this week. 75 Dortmund top 64, 66 here. Like that why what happened? Is it actually D-Fissure? Or do people just not want to play that anymore? I don't know what happened. Cuz from here to here, the only thing that changed was pretty much Mystic Mind ban. I guess maybe D-Fissure is the reason. Maybe D-Fissure actually just does something. Let's see. I mean, we don't have to look into many Ishizu tier. I guess we can look let's look at one regional winning Ishizu tier. Let's just see how they adapted with the one Herald. Let's see what the Ishizu ratios is in this regional winning one by Eddie Strom. It's just 4 minutes. It's just 4 minutes.
Eddie Strom.
And what did you do today?
I went 8-0 at the Hartford Regional.
First place.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Alright, so I played Ishizu tier, obviously.
Yes.
So I played standard 3, 3, 3, and 3.
Okay, 3 Rhino is the only one that's not standard.
Because it's like a fake name that they have to respond to, otherwise you get a lot of value out of it.
For sure.
And I played the Bastiles, standard 7. They didn't really clog ever.
7 is reasonable.
Once or twice, but these are really clutch the whole day. Came up a lot. Even summoning them back off dark and searching them was crazy.
Yeah.
Also, Beatrice access. This cards are crazy.
Yeah.
Next, we played 3 Keldo, 3 Medora, 3 Kelbeck, 1 Agido.
Okay, we still play the Agido. I showed you guys the list without Agido.
But these cards are still crazy, obviously. Not much to explain.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. Next, we played 3 Pearl Areno, 2 Tactics, Terraforming, Instant Fusion.
Oh, also, Weehawks, thank you for the 3 months. That was like 10 minutes ago. I'm pretty sure I forgot to say that. I did see that. Thank you for your Prime. Appreciate that. My bad.
Heartbeat, Scream. I wish I played more Scream. This card was really crazy. Tactics was kind of underwhelming.
I wonder why we're still playing Heartbeat. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess maybe we're afraid of D-Fissure. Maybe that's enough reason. We'll see how popular D-Fissure is in other lists, but I'm not sure if I like the main decking of Heartbeat right now. Oops.
And Heartbeat, it was like niche. It never really came up. I don't think I played it again. Probably never Scream.
Yeah.
And then I played 2 Celiac. This card's really nice to mill. I didn't play Crime in the main deck at all. I sided it. I side in Crime when I go first, and I did it every time I went first. And maybe it would have been alright to play, but 2 Celiac was fine. Just searching off the mill is insane.
I guess Heartbeat could be... Having Heartbeat in the main deck is sometimes neat going first. When you already have Celiac, you can search Heartbeat, and it can be an okay interruption, right? It stops Scream or Planet when you go first. It could be okay. It could be okay to still play it.
Field spell. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Studs.
Okay,
We got 1 Kikalos, 1 Vukalos, 1 Kaido Heart, 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Garura, 1 this, all standard.
Yeah.
Play 1 Access Code. That's like my tech spot. The whole extra deck's like 14 cards that are like solidified. This is like the one
At this
spot.
point, you have like
I
14
didn't
cards in
come up
extra
today
deck
at
that
all,
are
but I
standard.
guess. 1 Dark, 1 Sprint, 1 of this.
Redo Dweller
played
Baguska.
1, 1, and 1.
I even said him in the right order.
This was absolutely insane today. I played 2 mirrors, or 1 mirror, where 2 times in a row I just ended on Baguska because my hand was so bad, and it got me all the way there. The card's crazy. Zeus, Beatrice, these cards are obviously insane. Willow really never came up today.
I also don't think
yeah,
I would play
Beatrice is
Wallow.
actually
I mean,
insane.
Wallow, the only reason why I like Wallow is because it's a rank 6 and it can out Avramax, but I don't love Wallow overall.
Because some people wonder online. Do you think this card is stronger than mine?
Mystic Mind, definitely not stronger than Mystic Mind,
Okay.
but it has its niche scenarios,
Yeah.
and it's sometimes better than Dweller in the mirror even.
Yeah.
Good question, my guy.
For the extra deck, I'm gonna shout out to V.
Alright.
I got 2 Bell. I took a lot of inspiration from Paulie. Bell was like kind of niche. It was not really that good. I'd rather play like more Visteals to be honest, or even DD Crows. Like this card was kind of ass. Then I played 1 Sarnier. Sided this every time I went first. 1 Scatter Shot. I sided in like once or twice. I never needed it. Yeah. Honestly, this probably could have just been a better card to win me the game faster. Because the mirrors really don't take that long at all. 3 Twin. 1 Heartbeat. 1 this.
I don't know how I feel about a second Heartbeat. I feel like that could be a better card instead. Like, the only thing that I see about Heartbeat is that it's a good card to search. Whenever you draw the card, I think it could be a better card. Like, it could be a Feather Duster or a Cosmic. I think that's overall a little bit better than the second Heartbeat.
My main concern, also this, my main concern was I had a
Okay,
lot
we're
of
already
Visteals
playing
and
the
not a lot of
Feather
macro
Duster.
removal. I didn't know if people were going to play some jank with like D-Fisher and then Macrocosmos. Unfortunately, no one did, or thankfully. But yeah, these cards didn't really do that much. I would side like this in going first a lot, and then these.
I mean, a rank 6 is necessary. A rank 6 is necessary if you play 9 Bistials. But I don't think, like, that's the good thing about Beatrice, is I feel like Beatrice is the more consistent rank 6 to play. Because Beatrice is always good. No matter what the game state is, pretty much, Beatrice will always do something for you. Like, no matter what. Like, Beatrice is... There's no way you have nothing to do with Beatrice at any point in this deck. You can send so many different cards for Beatrice. You can send another tier name, you can send Rhino, you can send Saliak, you can send Heartbeat, add back Saliak, you can send Keldor, Modora for the next turn, and then you have Beatrice again on the upcoming turn as well. Wallow is cooler. Wallow is the cooler card, but Beatrice is the more consistently good one, I would argue.
I'd say this in just a lot in like random scenarios. Yeah. And I played 1 Callby for, I don't even really know, for D-Shifter pretty much. The 1 Crime, and then 3 Infinite Impermanence.
3
This
Instant
card
Fusion,
seems kind of
okay.
cool. I saw Paulie played it at Costa Rica. But this card really underwhelming. I'd rather just be like a droplet because it didn't really do much.
I think Imperm is only very, very rarely a side deck card, to be honest. Like, I feel like Imperm is such a generically good card that if you want that card in your deck, then you should just main deck it most of the time, right? Like, if you want to cover... Like, for example, one reason to main deck Imperm right now would be if you, like, for example, you could play 9 Bistials, or you could play something like 6 Bistials plus Imperm if you want to have your deck be good against both the mirror match and Flunder, for example, right? Or not just the mirror, but also just in general against tier, and so, like, the Imperm is better against Flunder. So, like, it's such a flexibly strong card that you can just main deck it in the side deck, no matter what you're siding it for. Like, there's 2 scenarios. Basically, are we going to side Imperm against everything? Then it should be in the main deck. Or are we siding Imperm only against specific decks? Then why is it Imperm, right? If I'm siding it only for Flunder and Sprite, like, why is it Imperm? Why is it not Dark Ruler no more, for example? That it doesn't make much sense, I think, to side deck Imperm in general. Like, that card should either be main deck or not played at all, I think.
For Wonder Ease, it would have been 10 times better as a droplet, so, yeah.
Do you think that's even the case, despite the fact that they could have, like, shift or something like that?
I mean...
And that's a very common thing for side deck cards, to be like that. Like, those, if you side a card in almost any matchup, then you should probably main deck it. And if you only side it for specific matchups, it needs to be very strong in those matchups.
It's tough to say. It really never did anything for me today. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
But,
for sure, for sure. So, you know, any final thoughts here? I mean, obviously, congratulations. This is huge.
It's really good to be back. First regional.
All right. I mean, that is pretty much what was expected from Ishizu tier. That is pretty much... I mean, the Ishizu tier deck did not really change from the ban list. The only thing is now... Before the ban list, it was like, do I play Herald or do I not play Herald? Some people did, some people didn't. Now, you basically don't have a choice anymore. Now, you you can only play one at maximum, which some decks can still play the one, but it's not really a huge difference maker or anything. We have okay, this is just an image of a Sprite list that won a regional, which also, to be fair, didn't really change. We have, okay, my man Doopfrog back in here, okay. I don't agree with this, though, I think. I don't agree with the logic behind playing End of Anubis and the Frogs. Dark Soul, thank you for the 3 months. Could you show us the tier list you showed earlier? Just joined the stream. I haven't showed one yet, but we can talk about it after. What my current tier list is, I can show you in a bit, yeah. So the reason why, unless there's a combo that I'm missing, unless there's a combo that I might be missing, there might actually be a way. Is there a way you can make Toad plus Mannequin Cat? With, like, let's say you have Beaver plus Blue, you go Beaver, Special Angler, Sprint, summon 2 more. That summon swap. Yeah, you can. You can go Toad plus Mannequin Cat, I guess, if you have a nutty hand. The main deck Gamma Burst I also am confused by, because we're not main decking Shifter. I don't agree with that one either, but someone in chat made an interesting point earlier, and that is that Sprite seems to be doing well because most people are preparing for tier limit right now, like very heavily. Like we don't see many hand traps outside of Bestials, which Bestials are good against Sprite, but they're not like as good as imperming a gigantic Sprite, for example. So it's an interesting way to look at it. Let's see if we have a well-performing Sprite deck that actually has a video deck profile. We have a top 4 here from Sioux Falls. Is it called Sioux Falls? Shoo! Okay, top 4. Wait, mutants? Okay, how big was this? How big was this regional? How big was this regional in Sioux Falls? Don't tell me it was 8 people. Okay, we will look at this. Let's finish the Sprite talk for a second.
Hi, what's good, Yugi Tubes? Pengor321 here. We've got Justin Nesbitt, Sioux Falls Regional, second place list with Sprites. Go ahead. Any words about the deck before you get started, bro?
Deck was really good, super consistent. Probably make a couple changes, but otherwise it was perfect. Loved it.
Perfect. All right, let's get started whenever you're ready.
All right, standard Sprite. Everyone's tired of hearing about it. I did play the Pixies. Pixies is really good, beating over super big monsters. Just getting over something in battle phase when they're not expecting it is great. Or searching it to keep your Toad alive is awesome. I was playing triple swap. Most lists were playing 2. The third came up so much, just summoning it from deck off Toad. And then you had follow-up.
I could see that.
Red Negate, that wasn't
After playing Sprite a decent amount in recent streams, I could definitely see playing a third Swap Frog just to have that free Smasher Banish, that free red or carrot tribute fodder. I can see it.
And then you had free actual Smashers. And then Nimble Package, it's insane. Play the 5, don't cut Angler to 1. You're going to draw this card and wish you had the second one in deck.
Doopfrog, I am not very fond about. The problem with Doopfrog, like, that was my first instinct back in the day when I thought of when people said, oh, we played the third Swap Frog, so we have a summon from Toad. I thought it could make sense to just play Doopfrog instead, right? 2 swap, 1 Doopfrog. I thought that could make sense. The problem I see with that is that you really, like, drawing a Swap Frog is actually not bad. It's not insane, but then you can summon from your Gigantic, you can summon whatever you want. Whereas drawing Doopfrog is quite bad.
only hand traps in the deck were 3 Ash and then 3 Imperms. Ash still overperforms each time, stopping the mill 5, stopping.
I don't think Ash is great right now, but I also don't think Ash is as bad as people think. So I kind of agree. Like, people just expect Ash to be horrible, but I think Ash is okay.
I played against Branded, stopping Branded Fusion or Branded Opening is just insane. And Imperm's like the best hand
The problem of summoning with Toad is Super Poly. The thing is, nobody plays Super Poly right now.
trap right now. Second best hand traps, Bestials. I played 6 Bestials. I cut a Druis Worm last minute for the Sornier just for the Swap Frog, summon Magnuma, Swap Frog, bounce it back, and then you have.
I would still never play less than 3 Druids. Like, I think it's fine to play one Soronier for the reasons he mentions. I still think then you should be playing 7.
At least have 2.
I never understood taking out Druis Worm, because Druis Worm is honestly such an insane card. Like, 3 Magnamut, 3 Druis Worm should just be in the deck, no questions asked. If you want the Soronier, play it on top. Like, play 7. But I don't think you should be cutting a Druis Worm for the Soronier.
Druis Worm, you have a 3rd. So, really good. Saw these all day. They're insane. Probably should bump this up to at least 7, if not 8. MVP of the day for sure. This card was glued to my
That is
hand.
such a that hurts so much. Like, the Fenrir problem in Sprite is it hurts me so much to look at this being like there's 6 Bestials in this particular list. Maybe it's worth the risk. Maybe it's worth it. It might actually be worth it, but it just hates. It just hurts so much to see those conflicting cards in your hand sometimes. I mean, going first, it doesn't matter. And going second, if you have a Bestial plus a Fenrir, at least you have a Bestial. But, you know, if we don't draw them at the same time, obviously it's really good.
Man, that must be
Like, the card is so good.
This card is just... It does so much for the deck. If you have a problem board, you summon this, they have to deal with it, or you go battle phase attack, deal with the problem card, go into main phase 2, make your Toad plays. It's insane, would never cut this card.
It's too
I got
good.
game 2 against Branded, I got Deck Devastation Virus. Took everything except for I had 2 Fenrirs and an Evenly, and ended up winning the game.
There's a
Saw
fair amount
Fenrir
of games where they do
it
pop your
was-
Bestial. Yeah, that's true.
This card's insane. It's so
That is
hard
true.
for people out, and they have to play
Like,
Super
if they have
Optimus,
Pearl
so-
Rhino, if they make Kaleido Horde, there's a chance your
spells,
Bestial is
obviously,
gone.
3 starter, 1 smashers.
That is
perfect.
true.
I only own 1 Pot of Prosperity, and
Okay.
probably bump this up to 2 if I did have.
There's nothing wrong with only owning 1 Prosperity. That I can definitely understand that. That's no problem. I just want to say, if you don't play Prosperity, please, for the love of God, play an Hyperia. Honestly, even with Prosperity, I'm considering playing an Hyperia, because so often I'm just like, I want Hyperia now with this gigantic spread. Especially if you have, like, in this deck, with triple Swap Frog, if you draw the Swap Frog, if you open up the Swap Frog, and you have the Sprite combo, what are you summoning off of Gigantic? You don't have anything that you need. I guess you can summon like a carrot or a red and try and keep it around, but I would argue it's very, very strong to go for Hyperia in that spot. And so I think you don't have to play Prosperity in Sprite. The deck is fine without it. But if you don't play Prosperity, then play Hyperia. That card is so good as a one-off in Sprite.
Have a second one, but otherwise it was all right. I only saw it once, and it didn't really do anything because I had full combo anyway, so it just dug me for a Bestial. So
Sure.
it was all right.
I miss Runix. I miss Runix too, dude. I love Runix. Oh, by the way, that's a good segue. The Runic cards release tomorrow in Master Duel. So if I'm feeling well tomorrow and I'm not getting my cold is not getting worse, we're gonna be live tomorrow checking out the Master Duel format again and try and break some Runics over there, because they have Runics but they don't have sprites yet. So we're gonna we're gonna experiment. We're gonna investigate the situation of Runic in Master Duel, because I don't know how many of you. I told you already, but I'm about to enter 2 of these Challenger Cups, and I'm also going to stream my perspective. I decided to enter 2 of the Farfa ones. I think it's the 17th of December and the 20th or something like that. Like, I entered one of Farfa's, I think, 500 player ones and one of the 64 player ones. And I think I'm going to try and play Runic. Yeah, I'm playing the really big one, the 500 one, and I'm going to stream it too. And we're going to... I currently plan on finding something cool with Runics, because I miss playing with Runic cards. Because the last time I played Runic cards went really well, you know?
One double cross. Don't sleep on this card. Card is insane. Triple Toad Negate, wild.
It is the weekend of the German Open, but the Saturday. German Open, by the way, I heard has over 700 participants. Which is insane. They have 740 tickets. Hello, goodbye 49. Thank you for the tier 1. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for the support. Oh wait, by the way, I updated OBS and it still messes up the goal. Like, let me just update it for you. But I mean, we're almost there, but it still doesn't work automatically. But yeah. But yeah, Frankfurt Regionals is going to be insane. I kind of regret that I promised you guys that I'm not going to play tier, because it looks like it's going to be an important and big regional, but we're going to make do. I'm going to find something.
And Toad, or I let them go into battle phase, summon blue off of this, back to where it pointed, and then go grab...
Do you think Dark World can be a good rogue? Kuro, thank you for the prime. Sorry, I almost forgot. The Dark World deck, I have a very fond opinion on. Like, I think my opinion, I think I have a very good idea of the Dark World power level and whatnot. My take on Dark World is that it is very strong, but not right now. Right now, Dark World cannot be played in a format where the best deck in the format is Ishizu tier that makes Dweller, which Dark World cannot beat. And it also means that everyone is playing Bystials, which are really strong against Dark World. It's super annoying if your Grapha and your the other Rainbow, the new one, always get Bystial. It's so annoying. And I think that's why the deck isn't good right now. But I think the deck is good enough that it will eventually be strong if they ever, you know, copium. They will hit Ishizu tier at some point. We will not have to play Ishizu tier forever. If that ever happens, I think Dark World... You should keep Dark World in the back of your heads for when that happens. When the Ishizu cards and the Bystial Dweller situation isn't as bad anymore. I think, you know, I think that's something to look out for.
Pixie, so then they were stuck in battle phase, couldn't kill my Toad. It was great.
If it becomes strong, people will play Bystials again. You're right. But that's what it's about in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes. If you want to make like good meta calls, you have to stay ahead of the curve, right? So if they've stopped playing Bystials and Dweller and whatnot, you can maybe win a tournament with Dark World, right? And then of course they will start playing Bystials again and whatnot, and then maybe Dark World will fall out of favor again. But that's how it works, right? You have to call these types of things, and then you can capitalize on it.
And then I played Change of Heart Mind Control.
Oh, I love that.
I saw Mind Control a bunch. I didn't see Change of Heart once today, but Mind Control I saw a bunch. Stole so many cards. It was great.
Someone clipped that and put it out of proportion. I stole so many cards, it was great.
It was great.
Awesome. What's the main count?
40. Clean 40.
Right 40. Got it.
On that extra... Onimibaru, staple, don't ever cut this card, it's insane. Toad, obviously, double gigantic. Cat, could have been something else, never summoned it, honestly. I cited a couple cat targets, never saw them, never came up. Probably could be cut.
Wait, what do you mean never saw them? You don't have to draw them for the cat. You know how this card works? What do you mean you never saw them? You never saw 2 level 2 monsters after citing? How does that work?
Cat Shark, crazy. OTK'd so many people today with this card. 64 Gigantic just kills people. It's ridiculous.
Man, I played this Mannequin Cat, and I cited End of Anubis, but I never saw my End of Anubis.
Zeus, never summoned it.
But you have it just in case you need it, you know?
Yeah. IP Avermax line. Avermax is just a house in a lot of matchups, especially if you make them expend a bunch of stuff, and then you're like, okay, I'll go Avermax. Good luck.
Good
got
luck, duelist.
1 sprints and then triple elf. People keep telling me to cut this card, but I don't know if I'm playing the deck wrong or what, but I keep getting into grindy matchups, and the third is just kind of like a blowout. They're like, oh wait, you have a third one? What the heck? So.
Well, I mean, the third one just doesn't come up, I think, against Ishizu tier, because the game ends too fast and you can't resolve it anyway, so there's sometimes turns where you don't even make it. In other matchups, I mean, there's good reason why 3 Elf was standard literally the entire time of Sprite's lifespan until Magnificent Mavens. Well, no, I played 2 in Utrecht as well. In Runic, it was fine to play 2.
I probably would never cut that card. The Dark, and then my Babushka out was the Cerberus. Didn't actually play against Babushka, but this came up quite a bit to just pop a monster and force an interruption. That was good.
That is what makes Cerberus better than the Codebreaker, because that's what we've been playing, right? That's what we've been playing with the as a Babushka out with Sprite on the recent streams, but the Codebreaker basically can only do that, can only run over Babushka, whereas Cerberus is more flexible. But the problem is that my main problem with Cerberus is that what if they make Babushka in the extra monster zone? Like, exactly, right? Like, because Cerberus, that's something that a lot of people don't even know about Cerberus, because they didn't read it carefully enough. Cerberus can only pop special summoned monster in the main monster zone. So if they make the Babushka in the extra monster zone, you can't pop it. You don't have an out anymore. So that's why I think the Codebreaker, if you really care about Babushka, the Codebreaker is safer.
And then sideboard, we have the 3D shifters, obviously. Card is insane. We have my Mannequin Cat targets, Tesnuko. This won me a couple games. It was really freaking good. Mannequin Cat targets, Tesnuko. This won me a couple games. It was really my Mannequin Cat targets, Tesnuko. This won me a couple games.
Tesnuko? My man butchered that name real bad.
It was really freaking good. And then Ryo.
Wait, what?
This won me a couple games. It was really freaking good.
What?
I cited a couple cat targets, never saw them, never came up.
What?
Honestly, I cited a couple cat targets, never saw them, never came up.
Huh?
We have my Mannequin Cat targets, Tesnuko. This won me a couple games. It was really freaking good.
Okay, no,
and then Ryo for the mirror match. Never saw it. Don't know how good it is. Probably gonna be something else.
What do you mean never saw it? You're not supposed to see it. You don't want to draw it. Oh my god, dude. At least watch my deck profiles with sound on.
For when I side in the shifters, just OTK. I sided in a couple times against when I didn't side in shifters, and it did come up where you just kill your opponent. It's insane. Double lightning storm, good against flu. Luckily dodged all the flu if there was any here.
I never saw them, but they won me a couple games.
Double cosmic, again, kind of be able to flip in and out, whether I'm going first or second. Second smashers. I sided in once, probably could come out for something else. Evenly, this card was crazy in my sideboard. Always came in when I was going second, so just...
That's a very good tip. Noted. Side evenly when going second.
Just a house to be able to go Fenrir. You have to stop the Fenrir, and then you eat up a negate, and then after that you drop evenly, and then they already spent their negate. And the extender in the sideboard. Extends. That's all it's used for.
Fire, awesome. Anything about matchups, anything about the deck? Like, you were kind of mentioned a few things that you would change up, but any complex things that you would change or anything you thought of?
He just never looked at it. That's why he never saw them, yeah.
Bestial count probably could go a little higher. Bestials are insane. Using them as extenders with just a summon of a level 2 and then going into sprint is crazy. I lost my last round against...
Yeah, probably add 2 more Ryos so you can finally see it. Yeah.
The undefeated player. And game 3, he made me go first, and I was stuck with a Lightning Storm and 2 Bestials in hand, and ended up making just a semi-board, and he cracked through it. So that was really
Okay, well. Okay, I kind of want to... There's a Draco Slayer deck that I also want to see that. I don't know if do we save the mutant for last or do we get it over with? Let's get it over with.
What's up, guys? It's Cardboard Stocks here.
So I know some of those cards. I know Shifter. I know Gamma. I know Fissure. I know Teleport. I know Extravagance. And I know Imperm. Is that even half the deck? 3, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19. It's not even half the deck. It's not even half the deck. What's the win con? I mean, Shifter and Defissure. I just said it. I think I know the important cards, to be honest. I think I know the important cards here. Because there's Shifter, Defissure. Yeah. That's how it works. Okay, got it. Noted.
So we have a top 8 deck profile with Ethan Galter here. He's going to be telling us about his tournament experience. Ethan, you can just tell us your matchups when you want.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so my matchups for the events, it was 2 tier element players. I lost game 1, or lost match 1 of the first tier element player. Played a rogue strategy against a rogue strategy Mechna. Beat that, then tied the second tier element. One against Ignition, or Ignister Mekhnite. Or not Ignister Mekhnite, mix, what is
Oh, hold on. We can now actually see how many rounds it was.
it? Ignition, one against rogue strategy, 2 tier element players. Hey, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so my matchups for the events, it was 2 tier element players. I lost game 1, or lost match 1 of the first tier element player. Played a rogue strategy against a rogue strategy Mechna. Beat that, then tied the second tier element. One against Ignition, or Ignister Mekhnite. Or not Ignister Mekhnite, mix, what is it? Ignister.
Okay, so he played against 2 tier elements, he lost to one and tied the other. I think that's enough. I think that's enough information. So he farmed stuff like Mechnites and whatnot.
Yo, what's up, guys? Mike Thomas, aka the Young Trishula here, and I am with Corey Bound, not Brown, and also the Bound. I'm also with these goons. So, Corey, what did you do today? What'd you play?
I got 2nd place at the Tinley Park Regional playing Draco Slayer.
Oh, that's spicy.
If you want any of the deck lists in this video, hold on, let me actually update the spreadsheet command. We have a command to this spreadsheet where I find all these lists. It's !spreadsheet. It still goes to the old version. Let me quickly update it. I will update it for you. Hold on. Stream elements. Stream elements. Oh, we hit the sub goal. How do we do that? I didn't get a notification for that. Okay, hold on. While I update this, you guys can all spam some PPDs in the chat. I will quickly update the command for you. There they are. Here they come. !spreadsheet. Where do I have it? Here. And this is the newest iteration. Pop. Save. It's updated. You can now go !spreadsheet. Yo, I just thought of something. Can someone do this one with the PPDs when the remix starts playing? I think that'd be funny. You know, it's like a bunch of PPDs here. I think that'd be funny. Anyways, let's finish the profile.
Yeah. Why not tier?
Tier sucks.
What?
Smile.
What? You hear this kid?
Nah, realistically, I didn't play tier just because I'm not super comfortable with the deck, and I've been playing this deck ever since it came out. I played it for YCS Minneapolis. me and my teammate Chris worked on the list, and this is just kind of a little bit of an iteration on what we played there.
All right. Well, let's hop into the deck profile.
All right, sure. So we have it looks thick, but it is 40 cards. So first we play 2 Master Pendulum. You need to play 2 of this card because if you open it with Luster Pendulum, it actually gives you something you're able to do because you can pop it, add another copy, and then if you have any other Pendulum monster, you just kind of get the combo from there.
I still don't know if that's correct. To be fair though, I've only played this deck for like 1 stream session. I feel like this did not come up enough for me to justify playing the second one. I think 1 is absolutely necessary to have a searchable low scale. I don't know if you need 2.
It's also a
because popping it with Luster never really came up for me.
Then for the other Draco Slayers, you play 3 of the rest of them. So for those of you who don't know what these cards do, so Dynamite Powerload, he special summons the other scale, and then when he's tributed off the field, he adds back a Draco Slayer monster. So usually you leave him on the board as you're comboing into Apollo, so that way if you get nibbed, you still get resources back. Ignis Phoenix is a plush fire for Draco Slayers. It realistically is the card that helps you extend the most when you're in a weird board state. Majesty Pegasus is probably the best one because
Yo, Connor Joe, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate you so much. Welcome back.
Draco Slayer on your other scale. You can add a Draco Slayer from your deck to your hand. That's a different name. And then you
Byra Jackal also, thank you so much for the Prime. Thank you for the 2 months. Welcome back. Appreciate you guys so much.
Do not have to pop a card. You can opt to not, which oftentimes helps you add an additional resource. I'm
feeling a little bit better. I'm still sick. My fiance is also sick. We just all caught the flu in here. Even my parents who live like down the street, we're all sick. So I'll see how long my voice will do it for today, but
for the rest
I'm doing okay. But thank you.
1 Chaos Emperor prize card. The reason
Is that the prize?
That's not the prize card. You lied.
Prize card?
Well, not the actual prize card. It's the reprint. I'm kind of broke. Anyway,
can't be that.
So the reason you play 1 of this is because it makes Skullcrobat Joker plus any Bestial monster.
Just ASMR.
Which the full combo is Apollosa, Stellar Knight, Constellar Diamond, Hope Harbinger, and then usually you have full scales for follow-up. So then we play 2 Joker and 3 Bunbuku. It was 3 and 3, but I decided to cut down a normal summon because there were just other cards I wanted to play. I never missed the 3rd Joker. Oftentimes I was siding down to 1 when I was going second because the less normal summons I can open when I'm going second, the better. And then Bunbuku's in here because it just searches.
What is the combo with the? I wonder if they show a combo with the Chaos Emperor because I haven't seen that one.
This card treated as a Magispector, Ignite, Dynamist. You get the point. 3 Revolution Dragon. This card's the most broken card in the deck.
What does this card do?
So in the scale, you target a Fusion, Synchro, or XYZ dragon in the graveyard. You special summon it back, and you pop it out of the scale. Then.
Have you checked the price of the reprint price card? How is it expensive? The Chaos Emperor? Why is the Chaos Emperor expensive? Hold on. Chaos. I don't think I have it. That'd be a bummer. I mean, not that I need it anytime soon, but why? 45? I might as well get this one then. Might as well get this one at that point. While you're at it.
And its in-hand effect that you use the most is discard, pay 500, add a level 8 or lower Dragon Pendulum monster. So when you open like this plus a Bestial, you go discard, add the Chaos Emperor because it's level 8, banish it with the Bestial, Chaos Emperor, add it back, and then this goes and grabs Luster Pendulum. That makes Beyond the Pendulum.
So that's Monster Reborn and Rhoda in the same card.
Yes, and not once per turn on either effect.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's all for the Pendulums, 23 Pendulums.
Yeah.
Then for the rest of the deck, we have Sarnier, Triple Druid Worm, Triple Magnamut. These are kind of a necessarily...
Looks like a 2022 deck profile to me.
Are playing tier limit, just because there's so many of them. I was testing 9 Bestials, but ultimately I cut down Sarnier because I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I needed more copies of it. Plus, I couldn't really fit more copies of it because we also played 3 Fenrir. This is kind of like one of our only go second cards, but like it's super good in this deck because when you go first, in awkward hands you can go like special Fenrir, effect add another copy of itself, activate Sky Iris. Sky Iris pop the Fenrir to add Revolution Dragon, and then summon the second one out of your hand before you continue to combo. So it allows you to net an additional resource out of a hand. That
Well, only if you draw Skyris, which I assume is
How
only
did you
one
feel
of-
about combining the Fenrir and the Bestials? Do you feel like they conflict?
No, well, first of all, I never drew them together.
Okay.
But like, oftentimes, if I open,
Well, I mean, stop it right there. Stop it right there. Of course, they don't conflict if you never drew them together.
a Fenrir plus 1 Bestial, I just hold both of them for my opponent's turn, because 1 Bestial isn't going to stop the Tearlament player's turn. And then if they don't clear my Bestial, my Fenrir is dead in hand.
Okay.
So 33 monsters in total, I think. Then for spells, there's 7. 1 Call by the Grave. This card is goated.
Nope, it's not.
1 Dynamist Charge, 1 Rhoda, 1 Sky Iris, and 3 Tactics. I felt like 3 Tactics I feel like Tactics is just an insane card this format. Every hand I opened it.
Oh, no
like,
Necro Valley.
Even going second, my hand wasn't super strong. So long as like
Interesting.
I had a way to bait out crime, I felt like I was just going to win the game off of talent alone. Sky Iris is the combo piece. Rhoda adds Ignis Phoenix because it's a warrior. Charge adds Dynamite Power Load, and then when a Dynamist goes to the extra deck from the field, it adds it back to the hand mandatory. So that's 40 cards there.
Nice.
Onto the
Love to
extra
see
deck.
it.
We played 1 Fusion, 2 Synchro, 1 XYZ, 2 Ignisters mandatory. You can't play one of it, otherwise you get uber punished. And usually you go through at least one of each in your opening combo.
Are those ulti? I think they're ulti, right? They're not gold rares.
For killing
Nice.
your opponent going second.
Appreciate that.
Or on the next turn. Sometimes you can even leave this up so you have additional follow-up, because this card on field protects your Pendulum Scales and any Pendulum monsters you control from battle or card effects. And when you combine that with the Majesty Pegasus discard effect, it also makes your Draco Slayers untargetable. So essentially, they all just become Magispectors that can't die by battle. So they have to get sent, non-targeting, which is basically Zeus, and that's it. We played the Teleknight package. These cards overperformed. Never made the Deltaros. Deltaros always just got used as material.
No.
And I had a lot of people confused as to what Ptolemy did, because they'd see me make it with 2 materials, and I'd go effect. They're like, you only have 2 materials. I'm like, yeah, you attach the material, and then I'm going to detach 3, and I'm going to make diamond. And against Tearlament, that's just an FTK. And then it's also better than...
I mean, brother,
well, in my opinion, at least.
May I introduce you to Abyss Dweller? I want Dweller with 3... Like, what if I told you there was a way to play Abyss Dweller, but with 3 extra deck slots? My god. How did we just argue that this is game against Tearlaments?
At least right now with the way the format is shaped, because it matches up better into Sprite, because while it's on the board, they cannot Angler send, or they cannot Sprint send Angler, and then, so you're forcing them to play very linearly into like Gigantic Sprite, and then when they go Gigantic Sprite, you just detach and negate it because it served its purpose at that point. It's literally traded like 1 for 3.
1 for 3?
Then we played
No.
1 Baguska and 1 number 38. Baguska carried, I'm gonna be honest.
You guys are right.
time-
3 is a bigger number than 1. And with Dweller, you can only play 1 ultimate rare. And with the diamonds, you can play 3 ultimate rares. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's better.
Times when like, because like my opponents could like
Yeah,
break
you're
my
right.
board,
You're right. You're
but
right,
then they
chat.
couldn't
My bad.
do
I'm dumb.
anything
My
after
bad.
the
I
fact.
take it back.
So
You
normally
guys
I
are
would
right.
Just break their board back, put them on even less resources, make Baguska, say go. And then they usually just pass back to me, and I'm like, okay, switch everything to attack, do everything again, die.
Guska good,
And
noted.
then Hope Harbinger. I never got anyone with the redirect attack effect. So people actually knew what it did today. It was crazy. But a lot of people scooped because of it. So, for links, we played 1 Beyond the Pendulum,
Ooh.
1 Dark Charmer,
Only 1?
1 Spheres.
Why didn't you play 2 of the Beyond?
I didn't play 2 Beyond the Pendulum because I felt like any hand that could make the first, get negated, and make the second one.
You didn't have room, did you? Because you put 3 diamonds into your deck. 3 slots for diamond. Say it how it is. You didn't have room.
I felt like those hands could just do more other ways. Because, like, if this ever gets, like, orange lighted or gammaed, you have to have an additional body to continue to extend. Meanwhile, you can just have, like, more pen scales and just, like, pen and make an okay board, not, like, your best board.
No,
Like,
you're
already
lying.
playing
You
to,
didn't.
like,
You didn't have
hard at
room.
that point. Dark Charmer overperformed a couple times. I stole some Magnamuts against, I think it was my round 8 opponent. I used it to reborn Sharon out of his graveyard.
That's not overperforming. That's what
Linked this
Dark
for
always
Celine
does.
Because it's a spellcaster. This is after this got orange lighted, by the way. So this got orange lighted. We made Dark Charmer. We took his Sharon. We made Celine. We reborned. We overlaid the Sharon and the thing we reborned for Ptolemaeus to make Diamond, to make it so we couldn't play the game. And then the bigger links we played Celine, Access Code Apollo.
So instead of making a second Beyond, which you didn't have room for, we made we made Dark into Celine into a rank 4, and the rank 4 was Diamond, which could have just been Dweller. Noted.
I don't know that I'd play Access Code going forward. It was probably the card I made the least out of the extra deck today, but a couple times when I did make it, it did win me the game because this plus Ignister is 8150 damage, and then Apollo is just part of the end board. So it's the extra deck 15, and then side deck.
Love that
This
number.
Is where a lot of people get confused. So I played the Gamma package. I didn't play Shifter. I didn't play the other 2 Bish Shields on the side deck. I felt like Gamma was better into rogue matchups like Flunder and Sprite, even though Sprite isn't like really rogue. But like it's better into those matchups than the other cards are. And then like it can even like hit shotgun shifters and stuff like that, or like it essentially acts as like another Bestial when they're using an effect to fuse out of graveyard.
Bro, if you
just need it
shotgun
and
Shifter
destroy
against
what's already in
Pendulum,
graveyard
you
for
need to
your
be
game.
put
So,
like.
then we played the Go First package of Ariadne Triple Judgment.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is what makes the board insane when we go.
I mean, this
games
one's
2 and
nice.
3, because a lot of times the only way that Tyranids ever cracking your board is Droplets or Dark Ruler. Shoutouts to Charlie, my only loss, who had double Droplet Angler. Judgment can't quite beat that. So
Should have had 2 of them.
Can you upload to YouTube your funniest moment from roasting topping decks? Nah, that's toxic. That's toxic. We mean well still. We mean well. We try to point out the flaws in logic to improve. That's what we do.
yeah, so what you do is you add this off Beyond the Pendulum. You have Sky Iris up. You go Pen. You start using like Magister to link climb up into Apollo. Then you go Sky Iris, pop the Ariadne, add Revolution, add a Judgment. And then Revolution proceeds to get you to the rest of your combo. We played the one-time card. We played the Cowboy. It never came up. Hilariously enough, there was a scenario where I sided it in because we were getting close to time and I didn't want to get cheesed. But if his unknown back row wasn't Cosmic Cyclone, I actually could have just killed him because my hand was like three of the Dynamist one, Tactics, called by something else. And so I went like normal summon battle phase. He went to IP. This was after I like gammaed his blue. He chained Shifter, so everything was banished. So he passed on Dark IP set back row. He went IP into Avermax. I went Tactics, take the Avermax. Scale both of the other Dynamites. Effect to special the other scale. He Cosmicked it there, but if he hadn't, it'd have been 17, 3K for 64, and then overlay for Cowboy for the last 800 because he took 1,000 after he started for Carrot. Then I played the one Zombie World. This is the only other
Cool
field
story.
I played. This is a side-in against Flunder, which I played 0 of.
Lucky you.
I don't really fear Flunder. Like the side deck is built for Flunder, and I just never saw the deck. But
Bro, be happy about that.
because you can pass on a board of like Spheres, Baguska, Zombie World, Set Judgment, post side, which they never break that. Played 2 Dark Ruler. This came in a couple times against Sprite. I didn't want to play 3 because it's not like super good in the format. It's only for Sprite, and 2 fit my siding pattern better.
Okay. That's not a reason to play 2 of a card if it's not that good.
And the last card is 3 Lightning Storm, which never got sided in because I never saw Flunder. So,
Fair enough.
yeah.
So, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
First of all, shout outs to the team. All of them are real ones. Shout outs to Mike behind the camera for constantly giving me crap about this deck to make me stubborn enough to just stick with it. As mentioned before, shout outs to Chris for like deck building it with me before Minneapolis. Me and him were.
Okay. I mean, for the most part, though, there's a couple flaws in the logic. Like, there's definitely a couple flaws in the logic, but overall, the list isn't, like, bad. It's aight. Hold up. Dark World? Is this actually Dark World, or is it just... Please don't tell me they... Oh, you know what? You know what I think? You know what I think? This is gonna be clickbait. This is gonna be clickbait. It's just gonna be King of the Swamp in Tier Shizo, isn't it?
Hi, can you introduce yourself and what you did this weekend?
Yeah, my name is Christopher Rice, and I got top 4 at the Tinley Park Chicago Regional playing Ishizu Tier Limit. So I got this map.
God damn it, it's just that.
Nice deck box. And,
it's just that.
That's great. You want to get into the deck now?
No, it's not, Nadir. I'm pretty sure it's not.
So, like I said,
I'm pretty sure we are just
not
genuinely sick.
Too crazy.
We just caught the flu.
Some choices I made that were different thanks to some new cards that have just came out that I think everybody should look into trying out. So we got 2 Reinhardt, pretty much standard. I think you could play 3, but I didn't want to.
Swear to God, I'm two timing you.
3 Merly, 3 Sharon, and 3 Havness. So you're 3 of each of your fusing elements, standard. Ishizu Engine, 3 Keldo, best one.
It's just gonna be 3 King of the Swamps.
5, third best one. I side these out a lot of times in the mirror match, and 1 Yugioh. I know this is kind of 50-50 on people playing 1 Yugioh. My testing without the 1 Yugioh, I felt like I just wanted to have it to be able to go into off the search from the Keldo in any matchup that wasn't tier, and sometimes even against the tier matchup if you've already established some control of the game. And the tech for this regional, and probably going forward, I think a lot more players are going to move on to this, especially in the future next year when Cashier gets more support and you have to be worrying about losing your kick.
So, okay, I guess we can still talk about this, even though it's of course not a Dark World deck. We've been clickbaited successfully, though. You gotta respect the, we gotta respect it. You gotta respect the clickbaiting work. It did work on us. We have been got, so now we are here. You gotta respect it. It's only you can only criticize clickbait if it doesn't work. If it works, then So the idea here is that you play King of the Swamp and Poly again, which used to be a popular engine in Tier Element when the deck first came out, if anyone still remembers. It used to be a popular engine because the King of the Swamp has like multiple benefits for the deck. It can be used as an aqua for Kit Colors that you just dump into your graveyard, which I think is valuable on its own already. And then you also have the additional effect that it can be replacing any fusion material's name, right? And so there's a couple of interesting things you can make with it. There was like, in the very beginning, what would people do with it? There was like Millennium Ice Restrict. You could make Invoked Kaliga. And now, with the new Dark World structure deck, you can actually make the Grapha Fusion, which is honestly pretty strong. The Grapha Fusion is pretty strong. I have mixed opinion on this. I have mixed opinions on the Tier Element deck with the Poly and the King of the Swamp. I think it's not bad. Right off the bat. I think it's not bad. I think it's playable. However, my problem with it is that the King of the Swamp itself, the play when you mill the King of the Swamp, it doesn't really make your deck play through the Bystials any better, right? Because if they Bystial you, you don't even get to make the Grapha. Like basically what the Grapha is trying to do is you're just trying to summon it and it's a strong disruption, or like it also stops further hand traps. The problem is most of the hand traps in the format stop you from even summoning the Grapha, right? But on the other hand, the Poly, as some people in chat are already saying, the Poly does help you play through the Bystials, right? Like if you have basically a deck that only has one Havness effect, one Merely effect, one Sharon effect per turn can only summon 3 fusions. This version, if it has a King of the Swamp in hand or the Poly, you can technically make 4, right? you can technically make 4, and you can just, like, if they bestial you, like, let's say you go Sharon effect, mill 3, hit a tier, they bestial it, and you have the poly, you can just go poly your Sharon from the field with any other aqua in hand, and you get the Kid Kalos anyways, right? And so, like, it enables you to summon 4 fusions in a turn. Or 5 if you're Cody, yeah. And then, you know, I think it's interesting for that reason.
One polymerization. So King of Swamp lets us go into Rule Kalos and Kaleido Power more easily without having to have Kid Kalos in the grave, which allows you to sequence your plays differently. And several times during the regional, I was able to go into, let's say, Rule Kalos first or Kaleido Power first before making Kid Kalos. So that way Kid Kalos would be more guaranteed to go through because it could play through with interruption better. Polymerization was very, very strong. Every game I opened polymerization, it assisted in winning the game.
So I think that's what like low-key makes this good. Like, I think the idea of fusing from the graveyard with King of the Swamp is just a bonus. I think the poly is actually good in this deck. I think the poly is genuinely just good in tier limits. Whether it's better than the other cards you could be playing instead, because you have to take out 4 cards for this, right? You have to take out 4 cards out of your deck in order to play these. But it might be worth it, honestly. It's quite interesting. I would play Fusion Sub instead. The reason why I don't think you ever play Fusion Sub Revenge is Fusion Sub can only fusion from your field, right? And so you can never fuse from your hand with it, which I think the poly is necessary for that. You do need the poly, I think. Another cool thing, of course, we know this from playing Despia, is that how broken Guardian Chimera is, right? If you actually play Guardian Chimera, that card going second is incredibly good. Josh, mindset, encourage the bad cards so the matchup is easier. No, that's not what I mean. Like, I'm telling you guys my honest opinion on this stuff all the time. The cards are good, I think. I'm not sure if they are the best version of the deck, but they are good. Taking 2 extra deck spots kind of tough, can be kind of tough. I agree. It has its downsides. It has its downsides, but I think the upside, like, I mean, Bestials are everywhere. We haven't seen a deck profile today yet that didn't have at least, I think, 6 or 7 Bestials. And so that alone shows you how important it can be to get the additional fusion effect through when you go first. Because, like, a lot of decks just try to prevent your Kid Kalos as hard as possible, right? They have Keldo, Mudora, and Bestials in the mirror match and stuff like that. They always try to prevent your Kid Kalos from coming down so bad that, like, the additional poly, I think, can be good. And then if they have Saliak in the mirror match, you can just go into Guardian Chimera, which can't be targeted, which is very, very interesting.
Or Kid Kalos or Rule Kalos straight from your hand. It allows you to make Mud Dragon from your hand more easily to finish on a Dweller. It allows you to unbrick the strange hands that you open up sometimes where you have too many Bestials or too many Ishizu cards. Yeah, so some interesting plays that came up was like fusing Yugiohs and Kelbecks into Garua and milling 10, fusing extra Bestials and a Bestial on the field into Guardian Chimera, which is an extra deck, build and draw more cards, pop a card. Very good. It lets you out floodgates, like Afro and Integer.
If you go poly, going first blind, you don't know what your opponent's playing. Imagine you go poly, fuse Agido and Kelbeck, summon Garuda, trigger the mill 10. You are a madman if you do that.
You're not going to come back, but it's the tempo that matters with this deck because you can so easily get over 8,000 damage. And then we have our Bestial Engine, so 3 Magma, it's the best one, 3 Druid Swarm, second best one. And then
that's an interesting question. How do you manage to not spoil team tech cards or decks, but on the same time educate here? I feel like I've been finding a fine line, a good line between the two things. Like, the way I usually do it is I tell you my honest opinion if you ask me about things, but of course always with the premise that I don't tell you what exactly I'm going to play, right? I can tell you, okay, I like this or I like that. Like, for example, before, my favorite example of this is the European Championship, right? When I found out about Beat Cop, Mystic Mine, and whatnot, and when I decided to take out all the hand traps out of Sprite, which wasn't standard back in the day, and like I told you on stream, for example, when people asked me, what do you think about hand traps? I was like, yeah, I don't like hand traps very much. I think board breakers are pretty strong right now, and so on and so forth. We talked about it, but I didn't spoon feed you guys the deck list that I was going to use at the European Championship, of course. And I didn't tell you about Beat Cop because, of course, I can't do that because then people would know. And it wouldn't work anymore, right? And then I think that's how it works, right? I give you guys I give you guys my honest opinions, but I also tell you every time when someone asks, "What are you going to play at this tournament?" I'm like, I won't tell you that, right? So I think I'm walking a fine line between, you know, being educational, which I think I am. At least a lot of people tell me that they learn from these streams, which is the main goal after all. So I try to provide as much information as I can without without giving you guys exactly what I'm playing, right? I think that's the best way to put it.
I played just one Sarnier, so I was split on playing 40 cards or more than 40 cards. If I played more than 40 cards, it would have been just to play.
Related. Thank you for the prime. Appreciate that. Leading us to finding the goo ourselves. I mean, that's kind of the idea, right? Is I'm trying to teach you guys the tools on how to get better rather than just giving you the deck list, right? Because at some point, if someone actually wants to get better at the game, you're not supposed to just receive the you're not supposed to just receive the deck list that you want to use. You're supposed to be able to find it yourself, right?
Like more copies of Sarnier. I decided I just wanted to have 40 cards, so that'd be the most likely to mill tier names on every single mill. And
I appreciate that, Kalski. I'm glad you're learning.
Hand is better if you go over 40 and run the more Sarniers, but I didn't think it was worth it when I just rather be milling tier names. You have to run at least one of the Sarnier, I think, because you need to have access to multiple names. Because sometimes you open 2 Jurisworm, and you can only use 1 Jurisworm per turn, so you just run the problems there. It could even be correct to run 2 Sarnier and 2 Jurisworm because of that. Next we got Perlino and Terraforming. Card's insane. I mean, anytime you open Perlino, you're going to win, unless you get extremely unlucky. I mean, there are times where you mill 8 or 11, 15 cards, and you hit only one main, and that one main gets fish shield. So that feels bad. It's going to happen sometimes. We have our 1-ups. So Institution mandatory. And our free throw went 1-ups. So crime.
Okay.
I'm playing 2 Soliak in 1 crime, or 2 Soliak and no crime. I decided to go for 1 of each. In just 1 stream because.
So the question about this deck that I have is not so much about the main deck, but like, what are we doing in the extra deck? Do we have room for like what do we take out for the extra fusions, and which ones do we play? Do we play Chimera? Please let there be Chimera. Chimera is one of my favorite cards that came out in recent years. Like probably last 4 years, Chimera might be my favorite card from the cards in the last 4 years that came out. Runic cards are also up there.
Actually, it's going to be very interesting after the new year when we have to somehow cope with the Cashier deck. I don't know how I would fit running a second Kaleido and a second Kikalos in right now. I think you have to make some really awkward choices. So, but this works right now. I did get Kikalos Cherries, and I did get Kikalos banished by Cashier Unicorn, but I was still able to win those games because I was still able to make Kaleido and Rokalos very easily by fusing with King of the Swamp. Yeah. Next up, our rest of our fusions. So we have the standard other 3 1-up fusions. We have Predaplant, Garua, and Muddragon. Garua comes up a lot more in this version because of polymerization and fusing into it using your cards from hand. Drexapelia, very strong. Being able to go into this.
Have you seen Hani's list of this deck? Did Hani upload a Dark World tier element?
Alongside Rokalos on the opponent's turn by milling into.
Oh, we still play. Okay, I've seen versions of this that would take out the Dragostapelia actually. So, but it's still here. Interesting.
Usually not something else going first, and it was better just to overlay going for. Then the 2 extra fusions are not in the standard build, or should be played.
Chimera, yes.
The new Dark World structure deck.
Og.
Chimera from a while ago, as everybody knows from playing the brand new fusion decks. So, Chimera can be targeted when you have polymerization in the grave, very easy because polymerization is going to be in the grave when you use it, and polymerization being used is really consistent because you always shuffle it back into the deck and search for King of the Swamp. So some games I will use polymerization 2 or 3 times.
Oh, that is one other thing. That is one other thing that I forgot about. One thing that used to be very annoying when if some of the OGs of the stream, some of the OG watchers will remember, I used to play with King of the Swamp in the original tier element deck a decent amount on stream. And it was always annoying that, like, if you milled it, for example, that you would have dead King of the Swamps. With the Ishizu cards, you can just recycle the poly. That's kind of cute. I like that.
Shuffling back King of the Swamps, shuffling back polymerization multiple times. And the fact that you can't be targeted is really very powerful in the mirror match. If you have Perlino up and Chimera becomes the largest fusion on the board. It's always going to be the largest fusion, it's going to be bigger than your opponent's fusions, and it can't be.
It's not good in the mirror match, though. It's not good in the mirror match. I'll tell you exactly why it's not a problem. Everyone's like, oh, how do they out Guardian Chimera if you can't target it? And the easy answer is you just shuffle back their poly with your Keldo or Modora. It's not hard at all. It's not hard at all because it just becomes targetable. No, it just becomes targetable. It's so simple. It's so simple.
Targeted by Drexapelia, it can't be targeted by Clayhawk, it can't be targeted by any of the standard outs Solic. It can't be crime because it has no activated effect after it's been summoned.
Like, all what he's saying right here is just not correct. Like, if you're playing against a good tier element player that thinks about this for more than 5 seconds, realizes that you can only not target the Chimera if the poly is in the grave, and then you just have to make the mental leap to, oh, my cards are broken, I can shuffle back anything away from the graveyard, so just get rid of the poly.
I won games in the mirror match where I basically summoned Chimera and just beat them down. Even though I'd be far behind in cards, and maybe they dwellered me, it's okay because I just summoned Chimera and they cannot out the Chimera without going into Zeus. And when you know that's the only way they can out it, you can stop them from being able to achieve that line. Next up, the Graph Dragon, like I said, really good card. Really glad I played this. So the Graph Dragon, you might not know its effect. It lets you change the effect of an opponent's card to your opponent discard the card. So that means your opponent activates only a normal spell and normal traps and monster effects. So this can be summoned by King of the Swamp because King of the Swamp substitutes for Grapha, Dark Dragon. That lets you interrupt ahead of time your opponent a lot of times. So if you mill some names,
this card it's so nuts if you get to pull it off. It's so good. Like, it's basically Barone. it's basically Baron for this version.
They usually will allow the first effect to go through. A lot of people will not shuffle or distill the very first effect. They want to save it to hit the fusions that have interrupting effects. But you can punish that by, instead of making Kakalos, you make this first. Then you can negate the shuffler in their grave, guaranteeing your next fusion to go through. So that was a very powerful play. That I came up in pretty much every mirror. I played 5 mirrors. I think I used that in every mirror. So
Thank you for the 4 months, Danger Yugimoto. I've never heard of that TCG, but hope you're having fun.
in the non-mirrors, it lets you negate powerful blowout cards like evenly matched, triple tactics talents. You know, those are the kind of cards that you're trying to save this effect for. I did have a game where I needed to negate Imprime with it. You know, negating Imprime on Vocalos. And the card you discard should normally be a card that's going to get an effect for being sent, because this allows you to trigger your tiers on your opponent's turn. If you send a tier, you can send a Miller, the Mill 5, in the non-mirror match, or you can send a Shuffler. Sorry, we had a little interruption there with the camera problem. So I just want to run the extra
okay.
to allow me to improve my consistency. So we kept Dark and we kept Sprint, but we cut the other links because these are the two.
Oh, no Elf.
3 cards extra deck. We played Zeus, Goose, Dweller. These all are pretty obvious why. You
No Elf. No. Okay, we took out. Okay, from the standard-ish extra deck, we have no rank 6, and we have no Elf. I will say one thing, because people in chat are saying bad for the cut the Elf. I think I have not made the Elf that often. But of course I have made it sometimes. It happens a decent amount. But through Bestials and Mudora Keldo, it's very hard to get the Elf through. Or even on the field. Like, because your Merly is just not in the graveyard that often, right? If your Merly resolves, it goes to the deck. If your Merly gets Bestialed, it goes banished. It doesn't really stay in the graveyard that often. So I can't see it. You would really like the option sometimes, but Elf is interesting. It's an interesting cut that could be okay. I would be more inclined to cut one of the rank 4s. Like, I don't think you need 3 different ones. Maybe you could cut the Redoer, even though the Redoer is like the best in the grind games. I do really like Redoer, but I'm not sure if you want to take out the Elf before you take out one of your 3 rank 4s. You could also cut all of your... What about that, chat? What if we took out all the 3 rank 4s and we play the Diamond package instead? Because it auto-wins against tier. What do you think about that? That'd be 3 ultis. Isn't that nice? I like that idea.
Test other cards, but
that sounds better. That sounds creamy, yeah.
Untargetable monsters that sometimes get summoned, most notably Zayvermax. So then we move on to the side deck. We have 4
that sounds creamy. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
We went with 1 triple tactics talent and 3 Ghost Spell. Ghost Spell is by far the best card in my side deck for the regional, and in testing, it's extremely powerful in the mirror. Being able to stop a shuffler almost always guarantees that you win that turn, because if you have Bell in hand, you can be very greedy. You can mill 5, you can mill 10 cards, you can hit as many names as possible. Your opponent's going to respond with shufflers, you're going to respond with your shufflers to their effects, and then you are going to be able to use the Bell to force through some of the effects. You know, and once you force through some of the effects, and your opponent has wasted their resources for the next turn, they're very far behind. The 1 talents, I just went 1 talents and not 2 or 3 because I have horrible luck with this card. But every time I played 3, I always end up drawing 2 in 4 or 5 rounds. I'm gonna have a game where I lose because I won 2 talents, and I need to have the card do something else. Going second.
Do I like Bell in the side? I kind of do. I have the following problem with Bell right now. I've been thinking about using Bell. I have Bell in one of my tier lists right now. I can show you in a second what I have right now. As like my standard Ishizu tier deck list. I can show you that in a second. And Bell is an option for it. My problem with Bell is that I think in the mirror match, it's really, really strong, specifically offensively. And what I mean by that is I think Bell is really good at forcing your effects through. I don't think it's very good defensively, because, like, of course, hypothetically, you can Bell your opponent's tier effect in the graveyard or something, right? Which would be a defensive use of Bell, like preventing their fusion effect. I don't think that's that great. It's not horrible, but just for that, I wouldn't be playing Bell. I think Bell is really, really good at forcing your plays through offensively. Like, if you go, I don't know, you mill a name or 2, and your opponent has their Mudora or Keldo engrave, and you just like trigger both of the names, which normally is like horrible if they have a shuffler. So then they trigger their shuffler, they activate their shuffler, not trigger, and then you Bell that, right? And that's very powerful. You can also Bell Bestials if you're pretty, like, if the last card in their hand is a Bestial that would really like stop your turn, you can Bell that and stop it, and it's like, it's really good on that end. like forcing your plays through, because that's what the tier mirror is very much about. Like, because everyone is just playing those super anti-mirror match focused decks, right? The deck list in the mirror match, they have the Bestials, they have Mudora Keldo. Forcing your plays through is really important because you both have so much anti-tier in your deck that like whoever gets to play first usually wins, right? Both people try to stop each other from playing as much as possible, and whoever is the first to actually get to play is actually probably most likely to win, because like if you go first and you actually get to Kid Kalos on the board in the mirror match, very often you end up winning because they don't have ways to really deal with that, right? They have ways to stop you from making it, but they don't really have great ways to beat you after you have set up your board. So that's why I think Bell is quite strong. On the other hand, Bell is in that weird scenario for me personally where I think it's only really good in the mirror match, right? Okay, of course, other decks run Bestials, other decks have like sometimes stuff you can bell, like a Sprite Elf, or you can bell, I don't know, a Toad Negate, or I don't know. It's like, but mostly, let's be real, mostly it's for the mirror match. Mostly Bell is good in the mirror match for the Graveyard Shufflers. In other matchups, it's not that good. Especially against Flunder, it's completely bad. Bell cannot stop Shifter. No, Bell cannot stop Shifter. If Bell could stop Shifter, you would play Bell 100%, because then it'd be good against Flunder too. But Bell cannot stop Shifter. So Bell only really good in the mirror match. So for that reasoning, I feel like it's playable. It's playable because, I mean, the mirror match is the biggest issue for the deck right now. I mean, most people are playing a Shizu tier, at least at YCS level events, right? Maybe at regionals, it's a little different. Maybe at regionals, you expect to see a little bit more rogue strategies. So you don't want to be playing a deck that's so focused on the mirror match, right? Like, you know, maybe on a regional level, Bell in the main deck is not the smartest idea. The question I have about Bell, which I don't have an answer to yet myself, is Bell the best side deck card for the mirror, right? Is that the best side deck card you can play? Because like I said earlier, when we looked at Imperm in one of the side decks, if you side deck a card like Bell that you would only really side deck for one matchup, which would be the mirror match, is it the most impactful card you can have, right? It could be, because like you could have more Bestials, you could have Talents, you could have, you know, whatever, Ghost Reaper maybe. Is Bell the most impactful cards out of all of them? And to that, the answer, I don't know. It could be. One advantage over Ghost Reaper, for example, that I can see is that Bell also is good going first because you can stop Bestials, right? I think Bell is good, but I don't know if specifically Bell is better in your side deck than Talents. That is the one card I think that Bell has to compete with, is Talents, because whenever you get Bestialed or Mudorad or whatever, you have the option of I can Bell that, or I can resolve Talents if that's the cards you're basically deciding between, right? That card could either be Bell to stop the Bestial, or it could be Talents. And honestly, Talents is quite good. Talents is quite strong. So I don't know if Bell is better. Skullmeister is just worse than Bell in most scenarios because it cannot be used on Bestials, and it also is dark, so they can dark it for a sprint. Meister is just worse than Bell, I think.
Played 3 Dark Blue no more. So it was between this and the Lightning Storm for destroying the large monster boards in the Sprite and Flunderies matchups. I decided to go with Dark Ruler because Lightning Storm just sometimes is not a good top deck. Sometimes you've already committed to Havness onto the board. There's not an easy way to clear that Havness off the board, but your opponent is in a commanding position. While Dark Ruler is always live, and the fact you can't deal damage is pretty much irrelevant. Also, Sprite I anticipated the Sprite was going to be a harder matchup than I think other tier players give it credit for. Because the boards they put up with the Testudo when they go first are very, very hard to crack. You basically have to have a card like Dark Ruler. If you can stop them during their turn from establishing that board, I mean, that's the other route that you go down, but I'd rather just have the Dark Ruler. It makes things a lot simpler. I don't have to have multiple cards interact with them on their turn. I can just draw Dark Ruler and break down a breakable board. Or exclusively, the Flunderies matchup, we played Banshee, 2 Zombie World, and 1 set rotation. So I decided to go with the 1 set rotation instead of 2 Banshees because I wanted to be able to side this in going first every time. And set rotation is very powerful because the Flunderies decks are all siding in evenly matched, or even main deck evenly matched. And so being able to...
Thank you, Mystic. Appreciate that.
And then give them the field spell and stop them from evenly matching is very, very powerful. It lets you feel a lot safer. You don't have to search Crime. Okay, then you can search Solia, and you just are in a really good spot. The 1 Banshee And it's pretty obvious. You need at least one Zombies, one Banshee, I think, right now, because I do think Flurries is a tough matchup when you have no interaction to stop them. They're going to try to floodgate you, so unfortunately.
Hand traps and Sprite right now, I think you should be playing those, yeah. Like, I think Sprite right now should be playing like a mix between Bestials, other hand traps, and some power spells. I don't know exactly what the perfect mix is. We might try and figure it out next week because, once again, I have a regional on the 18th of December in Frankfurt. I'm going to a big regional that apparently has 700 players, which is insane. And I promised you guys that I would try to come up with something that's not Ishizu tier. So I'm actually considering to bring Sprite to that regional. So we might work on Sprite next week. We'll see.
You can get by with one Zombies by just shuffling it back. I did go with two just in case because a lot of these players are playing Cosmic Cyclones and then Banish Zombies, so you can't shuffle it back. So you just try to get ahead of that. Actually, like I said, I didn't play Flyer at regional, so I didn't.
Do I go? I mean, yeah, go.
2 Twin Twisters and the 1 Heartbeat. So it was 3 Twin Twisters until the last second, and I decided to play the 1 Heartbeat just because it's searchable, and Heartbeat can be sided in much better as it going first.
Can we figure it out this week? I mean, I can show you, like, maybe today or tomorrow, I can show you the list that I currently have, if that helps. Or you can also check on recent stream. Like, on the 24-hour stream, we played some Sprite as well, if that helps.
Funny enough, like I said, I never played Flyer. I didn't play against any true, like, anti-meta deck. I still side Heartbeat in.
We did already look at the new Sky Striker link, yeah.
In the standby phase, just so that's not going to interact with me on the rest of my turn. And I use Heartbeat in a mirror match to win by flipping on my opponent's turn and shuffling for away, and then discarding a shuffler, which then interrupted the rest of his play. So the card's versatile, and it's good to mill. If I could, maybe I'd just side free Heartbeat because it's just good to mill, and I think you want to make cards as good to mill as possible. The last card was the one Scattershot. I never used the card's effect. I did side in a couple times. It just didn't matter. All the time I sided in were when my opponent.
Level 2 extender makes sprint busted.
We ended up just not being able to play the game at all, so Scattershot didn't have a chance to get sent. And so yeah, that's the deck. Shoutouts would be the regional ran fairly well. Made some hiccups at registration, after that I did a good job and kept around.
Did you see Din Kang Fam's Sprite list? I did not. Where is it? It's not on here, I think. There's another Sprite deck down here. There's a Bestial Despia. Hold up. I'm always down for that. Okay, it's a low quality screenshot though. Okay, we got 3 Druids, 1 Magna. People leave. Dragon Maid Bestial by Loa. Hold up. He's playing February 2023 ban list. Only pulled one, maybe. It's funny. It's funny to think. It is funny to think, like genuinely funny to think that Magnamut is a super rare, but still budget could be a reason why they only have one. You only opened 3 boxes. Okay, we didn't have to get personal, Neps. We didn't have to get personal about this. There was no need to do that. I did not do anything to deserve that. Okay, so this is just Hand Trap City. Seal, Turbo, Hand Trap City. I like it. I like it. I don't know if it's good enough, but it's kind of cute. Well, I didn't mean Dragon Maids are cute. That's not what I said. But, yeah, no, let's move on. And that's about it, I think, to report from last week. So I'll quickly jump in here and show you my current. Let me see. One new comment. What's a comment? We deserve that. We deserve that. Also, peep the Gladiator Beast goo. Deck's insane. Ishizu tier Monka. This is... yes, this is the list that has Bell that I made. I like this list. I think it's very solid. I think this list is very solid. With only one... The one Kelbeck is kind of iffy. I think if you wanted to make this deck better into like the overall meta, you could be playing 3 Kelbecks. Just take out the Bells and play like the 3rd Rhinoheart. I think this is also very reasonable. Even though that might not be enough hand traps for the mirror match. Even though you have Imperm, 7 Bystials, 3 Kelbeck, might be okay. Thank you, Gara. Yeah, we have looked at Kashtira. We have looked at Kashtira in the 24-hour stream. But currently. The current one. But not Hypernova yet. Well, I've looked at the cards, but we haven't tried it yet. But we will do that at some point. We'll look at the Sprite deck in a second, yeah. So this is my current take. This is my current take on tier. I think it's either this or with the Bells, depending on if you expect to play a lot of mirrors, then you want the Bell version. If you expect not that many mirrors, then you don't want the Bell version. I think it's fine. This is old ban list though, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is before the ban list. But it's a pretty standard Sprite deck, only with the exception that he decided to main deck the Shifter at the end of Anubis. And no Swap Frog, which I think is fine. So, yeah. Do you play the Herald anyways? So with 3 Kelbecks, you can consider it. With 1 Kelbeck, obviously not. It depends. With 1 Kelbeck, obviously not. With 3 Kelbeck, maybe. I do like the Imperms. It could also be, like more Saroniers. My reasoning on playing Imperm over Saronier is I think Imperm is very underrated right now, which is weird to say because everyone knows that Imperm is good. Like, I'm not saying people think Imperm is bad. I'm just saying everyone just autopilots towards the maximum count of Bystials. But I think drawing 1 Imperm plus 1 Bystial is really, really strong against Ishizu tier, because you just like let them make the Kit Kalos and then Bystial them on whatever extension they have. And I think that's quite strong. Because like it's just hard to stop them from summoning Kit Kalos, right? Summoning Kit Kalos is very hard to prevent. You need so much sometimes, right? Sometimes they just make it through 2 or 3 hand traps. They still make it to Kit Kalos sometimes. And with Imperm, you can just let the Kit Kalos happen and just Imperm it. You can just Imperm it. So that's why I like Imperm over most run. Also, it covers other matchups better, right? Like the Magnamute, I think, is good in every matchup. Even against Flunder, you can use it just to summon it as a body if you can play. And you know, get backup. But against Flunder, it sucks. But like against Sprite, Magnamute's really good. But Imperm is just so much better against Sprite and Flunder than Saronier, right? Saronier is just pathetic in those matchups, pretty much, right? Like against Sprite, I would argue Magnamute is very strong. Druid Worm is also strong. Saronier is okay, but Imperm is quite good. So I like the Imperm. Agido, I think you can play Agido. I just don't think it's worth the random one-off. I don't see myself needing that card. Because I think there's 2 scenarios. The one scenario is you play against the mirror match where you really don't want Agido. Because you don't want to mill 5. And then there's other matchups where I also don't think you need Agido. Because like in other matchups, just like your deck just vomits everything onto the board and you don't really care. Why no Crime in the main? I think Crime is playable over 1 Saliak. I decided for the second Saliak because I think Saliak is the more consistently good card, right? Whenever you mill Saliak, card is good. When you draw Saliak and you mill Rhinoheart, you're really happy about it. Crime is like the higher risk, higher reward kind of card. Like if you go first and you get to set up Crime, it's stronger than Saliak. But like milling Crime is usually not good. Discarding Crime for Rhinoheart is usually not good. It's just like less flexible. And that's why I decided to main deck Saliak as a 2-of and side deck the Crime, because I think Crime only becomes really necessary after siding. When you know you go first and when you have to prepare for stuff like evenly matched, then I think Crime becomes very strong. It's the same way I did it at Dortmund. I don't think Crime in the main deck on average is better than the second Saliak. Why set rotation and 3 Zombie Worlds? I think Zombie World is straight up the best card against Flunder. I know you can sometimes access it with like Banshee, but I think Zombie World is straight up the best card against Flunder. I don't think there's a better side deck card against Flunder going first and second. If you go second, I think Zombie World is the only card that will beat Flunder, even if they have like the nuts opener, right? Like because like a Dark Hole or a Dark Ruler, those cards are fine against Flunder, but like let's say they have Empen, Statue, Trap, and maybe even the map, right? If they have the really good opener, if you Dark Ruler them, thank you, Broken Stopwatch. I appreciate that so much. Welcome back. If you Dark Ruler them, they can just activate the trap after and like put up another Empen or put up another statue if they play 2, which some people do now because of the mill 5s. And you might still be in trouble. Same with Dark Hole, same with everything else. If you have Twin Twister, you still have to play through the statue. It's all, if they have Featherstorm, like Zombie World can even win you the game if they have Featherstorm, which is crazy because you just lock them out for multiple turns. The only card X crazy that I would really like to play somewhere is Talents. I would love to fit Talents, but currently I don't find the room for it because I guess the Dark Rulers could be Talents. The Dark Rulers could be Talents. The philosophy was basically, I want my main deck to be as strong as possible for the mirror match, so I need my side deck to be as good as possible against Sprite and Flunder. And I think without Dark Ruler, this deck has a big weakness to Flunder. Flunder and Sprite. And like, I don't know. I also don't want to take out the Twin because then I'm weak to like Fissure decks and whatnot. I felt like the Talents would be really nice in this deck, but I couldn't find a spot to fit it. I couldn't find a spot to fit it in. You could try. I don't think the Feather Duster is mandatory. Like maybe the Feather Duster can go, and maybe this. I haven't used this at all in Dortmund, so maybe you can cut these for 2 Talents. Possible, absolutely. Well, yeah. And then for Sprite, what was my recent? This was my recent one. Where here's what I said. I tried to make a mix between Bestials, 7 of them, some hand traps, but still some power spells. I think this is a solid approach. Yeah, I think it's a solid approach. But I haven't actually brought this one to... I think we will work on this next week. This is just for Flunder, yeah. This is just for Flunder. I am actually afraid of Flunder, this format. I think... And like, not even afraid is the wrong word. Afraid is the wrong word, but you have to respect Flunder because Flunder is realistically the best rogue option. If someone doesn't want to play Ishizu tier, their options are Sprite and Flunder. And Flunder is something you have to respect because Flunder is also the most budget option. Like in terms of how much the deck costs opposed to how good it is, I think Flunder might have one of the best like relations between the two because the deck is like very cheap but really strong, right? So I think you have to respect Flunder, and that's why I decided to play a card like that or Zombie. I don't quite remember exactly why in this version of the deck I decided not to play Zombie World, but this one instead. What is the reason? Oh, because of the Toad. Because of the Toad. It was the Toad. We did it together on stream, actually. We built this one on stream. It was because Toad cannot negate under Zombie World. That's why. That's why. Because it's not an, you don't have Aquas to tribute anymore. Yeah. That was the reason. That was the reason. So yeah, I think this is a solid list for Sprite right now. Yeah, you can't negate. That's why. Like, you can't set up like Toad for like Lightning Storm or something if you have Zombie World. In comparison, this was Ding Kang Fam's regional winning list. This was from before the ban list, I think, and he did something that I talked about earlier. He decided not to play Swap Frog. He played the End of Anubis in the main deck because he was planning on making Mannequin Cat game 1, which I think is good if you expect mostly tier. You can definitely cut the Swap Frog. Because, I mean, this is completely anti-tier. It's End of Anubis in the main deck, 9 Bystials, 3 Shifter, 3 Ash. I guess the Ash is not for that matchup, but like you have 12 hand traps that are pretty much only for Ishizu tier, right? But yeah, other than that, it's quite similar. We have the same sprite ratio, same nimble ratio. Decided to main deck the Gamma Burst because of the Shifter. Pretty much the same deck. And I think main decking's Double Cross only makes sense if you want to make the End of Anubis in game 1, because you need it to protect it. But yeah. Reasonable. But yeah. Anyways, I have received lunch. We made a nice vegan pizza yesterday, so I have that. I have one thing pulled up that I wanted to react to. Or like just watch. Not sure if I'm gonna react that much, but I think I love these types of videos. And I really want to take part in one of these at some point. But I saw that Nadir did one of those with a Magic streamer. Or a content creator, rather. Not sure if she's a streamer. Where he has to guess whether a Magic card is good or not. And so we're gonna guess along. We are gonna guess along while I have my food. That sounds like a plan.
Hi friends, it's me again. After my last video with MBT, where I made him guess the names of Magic the Gathering cards, it was super fun. And
oh, that was an MBT one? I didn't see that one either.
The most requested comment was like, can you get Farfa?
Can you do some Master Duel guide? We will play Master Duel tomorrow.
I got him. He is here. Everyone was like, can you get him? And
what if we know the cards? Well, then don't spoil it. I won't know any of them. I literally won't know any of them. The cool thing is I know the rules of Magic a little bit. I've played it like 14 years ago. I played one Friday Night Magic, I think. So I understand the generic rules, but I don't know any of the current format, the cards, anything. I have no idea. So I'm like the perfect target audience for this, because I can guess along because I understand how the game works, but I don't know what the current state of Magic is.
Of the night for him, the morning for me, because they're in different time zones. But this is great. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Oh, introduce the cat first. What's his name?
This is Elune. She's named after the moon goddess from World of Warcraft. She's just going to be like sketchily sleeking around in the background. Yeah.
Cute. Yeah, I'm Farfa, Yu-Gi-Oh player, Twitch streamer, YouTuber. The usual, just a social media person. So I don't have too much background with Magic the Gathering. I want to say I probably maybe have like a grand total of like 10 hours played.
Okay.
2-3 years ago.
Okay.
So I have more than me. The basic understanding of the game, but no concept of the meta, what's good, what's not. So this will be an interesting experiment.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. So what we're doing today is I'm going to be showing cards that are banned in or not banned in 1v1 formats. I didn't include anything for Commander because I thought it would be a little bit complicated to be like, is this card good enough to be banned in a 4-player format? So I've only included cards banned in 1v1 formats. So I'm going to be showing you various cards, and then you tell me if you think they are good enough to be banned. And that is the plan. Any objections? Sounds good?
No, that's basically my content anyway. It's just banless content in Yu-Gi-Oh! So glad to transfer it over to Magic, honestly.
Perfect.
Bro, I wish we had a 4-player format in Yu-Gi-Oh! I wish we had a 4-player format in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, or like alternative formats in general. I think that's such a fun idea.
Perfect. I played a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! I played on Master Duel a bit, and I play a little bit in paper, but it feels like Yu-Gi-Oh! Bans are really impactful to the format. I briefly played like 2 decks on Master Duel. I played Birds, which was then Bird Up, which was then they banned Smog or whatever. And then
I mean, yeah, Cross Duel. Genosaur, thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. Appreciate that so much. Should we try Cross Duel? I still have one of the download codes for Cross Duel. Maybe I'll try Cross Duel at some point.
My card was banned, and then I couldn't play Bird Up anymore.
Hmm.
And then I stopped playing because I was like, well, I don't know what to do now.
Understandable.
Anyway, Magic cards. We will start with
No,
Force of
okay.
Will. This card says you may pay 1 life and exile a blue card from your hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Counter target spell.
That's
you think
busted.
this card is good enough to be banned?
You may pay 1 life and exile a blue card from your hand rather than pay this spell's mana cost. Counter target spell. So that's... I think that's good, because whenever I've played a couple mana games in the past, not Magic, but like I've played like Legends of Runeterra a ton, and I feel like whenever cards let you cheat out for 0 mana, or Hearthstone was just like any 0 mana card was just broken, period. At some point, I think most of them, like 0 mana is just a dangerous thing to do in mana based games. I think it's like the
That's
general
busted.
rule of thumb. If
So
the
instant
card
is
becomes
quick play.
very
Like I said, I have,
cheap,
like a basic understanding
card's
of, like, the
probably
structure,
good.
so that's 5 mana instant. So 5 mana is like absurd. Like that's really high. But pay 1 life, exile a blue card from your hand, and then pay rather than pay the spell's mana. That's absurd. That is ridiculous. That has to be one of the best blue instant cards ever made. Surely.
It is one of the best blue instant cards ever made. You can use it before you've even played your turn. So if your opponent somehow manages
Yeah.
to combo off on turn 1,
But is it like banned? Is the question, right? Because like I'm sure she's always using cards that are good, but is it banned? Is the question. Which probably the answer is yes. I will say though, Farfa is good at this. I did this once with Farfa. JSW, thank you for the 3 months. Welcome back. Thank you so much. I did this once with Farfa, where I showed him Legends of Runeterra cards, which was also a fun stream. I showed him Legends of Runeterra cards, and he guessed whether they were good or not, and he was really good at it.
you can counter.
Even though I don't think he's ever played it.
So like blue is like the equivalent of like the hand trap deck, right? It's all about instants and stuff. I think.
Typically, yeah, blue plays a lot of spells, so like instants and sorceries rather than creatures. There are creatures in blue, but a lot of times the decks revolve around spells.
There's
However,
a direct like parallel there with Yu-Gi-Oh, because
Yeah.
people always like look at some cards in the game that are like, oh, this Solemn Judgment says pay half of your life, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter because as long as you have 1 left, that's.
Can this counter monster summons? I think Magic treats them as spells. I think in Magic, everything is a spell. I think everything is a spell in Magic. So this counters literally everything. This is Judgment, I think.
That's
It's all that
the fundamental
matters.
thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
life is a resource in Magic as well. First of all, it is one of the best blue instances ever printed, but it is not banned. So this card is.
See, it's
Yeah.
not banned. That's what I said. It's good, but it's not banned.
This card is.
Do people complain about it?
All the time, people complain about
Okay.
Force of Will. They're like, we should, but it's an older card. It's been around for a while. I guess it never
Oh.
broke the meta too terribly, so whatever. But it is one of the, you were correct. It is one of the best blue instances ever made. So, but it is not banned. So.
So that's the tricky part, right? You don't have to figure out whether the card is good or not, which is typically what this is about, right? Typically, when I've seen these types of videos in the past, it's always like, you have to guess if the card is good or bad, right? And here, it's like, all of those cards are good, but you have to guess whether they're banned or not.
So you can still play Force of Will in many formats. Okay, next we have Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. This is a legendary creature. Has a lot of keywords on it: flying, vigilance, death touch, and lifelink. And at the beginning of your end step, proliferate. So proliferate is a keyword as well. That means when you
Like 6 keywords here.
yeah, choose any number of permanents and/or players and give each another counter of a kind they already have. So if anything on your
Do Magic players also complain about cards having too many keywords these days? Like how they do with Yu-Gi-Oh now? With like, oh, this card has so many effects, the game is so complicated, I don't want to read. Is it like the same for Magic?
board develops
Yeah?
counters. and
Okay.
has counters,
I think people
you
just
can
like
add another one to
complaining.
it at the end of your end step with Atraxa.
They
It's
love
trying to
it.
like work out like the. Okay, right. I see. So yeah, interesting. I'm just trying to work out how you summon this thing. So is that every color?
It is every color except red.
Right,
So
okay,
it is a 4-color creature. It
that's
takes 1 green,
awkward.
1 white, 1 blue, and 1 black.
I do think they should introduce keywords to Yu-Gi-Oh! It would make so many things so much easier. If they just introduced once per turn, heart once per turn, I don't know, trampling damage or these types of things like destruction trigger, stuff like that, they would save so much space on the cards.
Mana source.
Okay. And like dual lands, that's a thing where they're multicolors, right?
There are dual
Is that
lands
common?
and
Are
there
dual
are
lands
tri-lands
like?
as well? So there are lands that are triple.
Yo.
Yeah.
There's tri-lands?
There are tri-lands now.
Okay. So I know what most of these are except Vigilance, I think. So Death Touch is Insta Destroy. Lifelink is Leech, basically, right? And then what's Vigilance?
Vigilance is the creature does not tap to attack. So typically if you attack with a creature, then you cannot block with it because it is tapped to attack. Vigilance means when you attack with it, it just doesn't tap. So you can then also block with it.
I don't understand. What does the counter do? So it puts counters up, but like, what does that mean?
So it depends. A lot of things develop +1/+1 counters, so that will increase their attack and defense. So this is a 4/4. If it had a +1/+1 counter, it would be a 5/5. Things can also get counters for keywords. Like things can get a Death Touch counter, although having two, like proliferating a Death Touch counter doesn't make any sense because you don't need 2 Death Touch counters. If it already has Death Touch, it has Death Touch. You don't need another Death Touch. But the thing that probably makes the most sense is the +1/+1 counters that make things bigger in attack and defense. So if you have a board of, I don't know, like 7 creatures and they all have
Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink. See, the problem is I don't know how valuable each of these are.
+2/+2 and so on.
Question: does Death Touch work defensively? Like if someone attacks and I block? Okay, this is so true. I feel like this is like almost like kind of like a trick question. It seems really good. It's kind of low mana cost. It's really versatile. I just don't know how good this counter.
Isn't it annoying that it needs 4 different thingies though? Like, wouldn't most decks not have the right mana for it, or do you play a lot of do you have a lot of flexibility in that? I feel like most decks wouldn't have 4 different colors.
Thing is, it would depend on the deck.
Oh, there's like lands that have multiple colors, yeah, but like even then, I don't know how consistently you have 4 different colors.
It's in, I suppose, and the color thing is throwing me off as well. 4 different colors, unless I guess this deck has like a lot of dual lands.
I don't think this is.
I'm gonna go with my gut and say that this is a bad card.
It's not actually a bad card, but it is not banned. So Atraxa is a legal card to play. They are
it's not bannable.
No, it's a pretty brutal commander though in the 4-player format. This is a pretty hated card.
Oh, because it puts counters on like 3 people's fields, right?
It's any number of permanents and/or players of your choosing. You may choose though. You don't have to proliferate things, but it is a pretty brutal commander card. Pretty hated in that realm, but it is not banned.
Okay.
So you were.
Well,
correct.
I'm stupid, I guess.
No, you were right. You were right.
It doesn't sound like a bad card, but it doesn't sound like a card that'd be banned. You know what I mean? It feels like okay.
After Atraxa, we have Skull Clamp. This is
Sorry,
a 1 mana. I love
name.
that you laughed about it. This is a 1 mana card. It's a piece of equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/-1. Whenever equipped creature dies, draw 2 cards. And it has a cost to equip of 1 mana as well. So basically, it's 1 mana to play the card, and then an additional 1 mana to equip it to a creature.
That's odd.
Wait, hold. If you I know how artifacts work, right? You just put them down, but then you have to pay 1 more mana to equip, and then if the thing dies, does the card stay on the board and you can equip it again? Can you equip opponents' things? No? Okay. But you can... Oh, wait. This is still broken, though. I'm sure there's, like, some deck that has, like, 1/1 tokens where you just equip it to your token so it dies by the -1 and then you draw 2 and then you do it again and stuff like that. That has to be busted. That has to be busted. Surely you can abuse this. The card is. I think the card is busted.
So basically it's 2 mana. Otherwise, what's the point of?
I mean,
No. This card is busted. I'm saying I'm calling it right now. This card is insane.
But they do exist.
It's.
By the way, if anyone knows if it's banned or not, please don't spoil for the rest of us. We want to play along. But I'm gonna say this one might be the first one that's actually banned because that's hella abusable.
Block maybe, and then it dies and you get 2 cards and it's.
That's hella abusable.
I assume you probably play this in sort of artifact deck. It's definitely like an okay card, I feel, but it's nowhere near bannable unless there's some crazy like looping shenanigans. Maybe.
I mean, that's exactly what it is, though.
I don't know. So I don't think this is bannable, but it seems okay.
Skull Climb is banned in a lot of formats, actually. Not just 1, but several. The purpose
I don't think he got that it stays on the board and you can like re-equip it over and over. I think that's what he didn't ask.
With 0 toughness or with 1 toughness so that it just kills the creature and you draw the 2 cards. So you're equipping it with the intention of it killing your own creature.
Right, so it instantly because of the -1.
Yeah.
That didn't even occur to me.
Yeah, this is a really good.
Or he just didn't read the card.
What do people do? Like, so they just like instantly equip it. It just instantly falls off, dies. You draw 2 for like 2 mana.
And there are interesting ways to loop this card as well.
Okay. Yeah, the -1 is what caught me off. I did not think that it would just like destroy your creature on equip. That's so cool. That's actually really interesting.
You equip it with to small things with the intention of them just dying. So it is a very good card.
So
it
it's banned.
is banned. It is banned in several formats.
If you have a 1 health creature, you equip -1 to it, it just dies.
Not just 1, so it's real good. Skull Clamp, real good card. Next we have Liliana of the Veil. So it's our first Planeswalker of the day. We'll be going through a few.
Okay, I know how Planeswalkers work, but I don't know this one.
Liliana of the Veil is 3 mana. Planeswalkers have typically 3 abilities, sometimes 4. They typically have a plus ability and 2 minus.
Surely
Sometimes they have 2 plus.
Nadir is going to
and 1
read
minus
it to
ability,
me.
But whatever. Her plus ability.
So how do those work exactly?
Yeah, so she enters the battlefield with the number in the bottom right-hand side, the 3. She enters with 3 counters. So if you +1 her, she'll go up to 4. If you -2 her, she'll go down to 1. When she hits 0, she dies and leaves the board. And also, planeswalkers can be attacked by creatures, which reduces their counters, depending on...
So basically, a planeswalker is like a player. They can be attacked like a player. Because normally in Magic, you cannot attack creatures directly, right? You always attack the player, and your opponent blocks, right? So basically, you just always attack the player, and they choose who they block with. But a planeswalker is like a secondary... basically a secondary opponent, right? And you can decide whether you want to attack your opponent or the planeswalker and try to beat it down to 0 health, right? And they have abilities where they can once per turn use one of these abilities, not multiples, which either increases their health or reduces their health, right? And like you can basically like choose which effect you want. So like the concept is pretty cool behind it.
So if you +1 her, so you're moving her to 4, each player discards a card. So you can activate planeswalkers once per turn. So if they haven't died that turn, you have them around for the next turn and you can activate them again. -2 is target player sacrifices a creature. And -6, so obviously you have to plus her a few times before you can get her to 6 to minus her. But you separate all permanents target player controls into 2 piles. That player sacrifices all permanents in the pile of their choice.
Whoa,
that includes, it also doesn't say non-land.
Oh, that's a cool effect.
So this includes their...
That's a cool third effect. Honestly, I don't think it's banned though, but it's a cool card. I like that design behind it. I don't think it's banned. I would not say this card is banned.
A lot of things say non-land permanents. Liliana does not say non-land. She just says all permanents.
Oh my god.
So
how do you separate
their lands and you can put their creatures in one pile or whatever?
It's so cool because like you separate everything. You can't put everything into one pile because then they'd be like, oh, I'm sacrificing the one where you didn't put anything. You have to like divide it in a way where it's awkward for them, right? It's kind of interesting where you go like you just like pick apart their board in a way where whatever they choose is bad for them.
You choose the piles. Yeah, you choose the piles, and then they decide which one they want to keep. You could give them like 1 land and 1 creature, and then everything else. I don't know. Like you could divide them however you want.
Okay, that's insane. It's just a question
of. It's kind of like a playable, painful choice.
3 turns to. Well, I suppose like 2 more turns after
in Magic,
enters, right?
For the opponent.
But
it's actually not much like painful choice. I take it back.
Batman-looking counters. Is it just +1? Like, is there any other mechanic that lets you buff your planeswalkers?
There are.
Is it a niche thing? It's not like a.
Yeah, it's niche. Typically, you're going to be able to put 1 counter on her per turn by plussing her.
But generally, planeswalkers, you're just doing it the way they're intended to, I suppose.
Typically.
Okay.
There is another planeswalker and a creature that doubles counters, but it's pretty niche. Like it's not a typical mechanic. So
it's so hard to tell. Because
you need to think about her other 2 abilities too. Do you think her +1 and her -2 are strong?
So I don't think her +1 is that good because I know because of the limiting factor of mana.
I think the reason why it's not that good is because she has to stick around for 3 turns for you to always like do the discard effect, which doesn't feel that broken. And then unless you have like insane synergy with discarding in black, that's something I don't know if the black decks in Magic really benefit off of discarding, right? If there's like a Magic Dark World deck, maybe that's busted if you have to discard. That could be something. I could see that.
I don't think it does that much because I feel like in Magic people have a lot of cards in their hand anyway, unless they're playing like a super rush aggro deck. So you kind of always just have cards in your hand. I've learned from playing games with mana, unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, whereas you play every card immediately. Now the -2 to just target player sacrifice a creature. I don't know how good that is. It depends because like you target your opponent, they have to sacrifice a creature, so they can just sacrifice some useless thing. They don't necessarily. They might not. They're obviously just not going to sacrifice their best guy. So it depends if they just have like one really powerful dude on the field or something. But I feel like the defining factor of this card.
It outs Avramax, which is good if you think about it, because they sacrifice it. It doesn't affect the card. It outs Avramax, which is kind of nice. Danilo Figura, thank you for the prime. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Has to be that you can just force your opponent to delete their field or their mana. 2 more turns of setup if you want to do it, and it's all permanent, so it's like enchantments and stuff as well. Gosh, I feel like it's so cheap. It's 3 mana. That's not that much. You can get this going quite fast.
I think it's a solid card in decks that want to discard, but I don't think it's banned.
I'm gonna say this is a really good card, but I just feel like it isn't banned.
Good gut. Liliana of the Veil is not banned. She was recently reprinted. Her -6 ability is basically irrelevant. It is her +1 ability that Yeah, it is her +1 ability that is typically really important. Each player discards a card.
Every turn it's a lot.
And the -2 is also really useful as well. So hand hate is good against your opponent. You make your opponent discard a card, but there are a lot of decks that revolve around getting your own cards into the graveyard.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Player, it also means that you discard a card. So you can discard the cards that you need into your graveyard pretty easily with Liliana. So that is very relevant. But no, she's not banned. So you were correct. Your gut feeling.
It's so interesting. I like overlooked that. I was like focused focusing on the -6.
Yeah,
That's just not
-6
even
is
relevant.
like almost never played. Like you never see that happen. So we have Cauldron Familiar. This is a creature cat. It is a 1/1 for 1 black. When Cauldron Familiar enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Sacrifice a food. A food is a type of token. Return Cauldron Familiar from your graveyard to the battlefield.
For 1 mana to sacrifice that to like
It's
delete a
basically
life point from
leech 1.
Oh, that
Yeah.
seems abusable,
For
but I
1
don't know
mana, and
how
then to
you
just
get the
add it back
food
to your hand
tokens.
after sacrificing a token. I feel like if you're turboing this over the course of multiple turns and just constantly adding it back, you can probably
Because like it depends totally on how much you can get the tokens out. Like if the tokens are easy to get, then this is completely busted. Because you just over and over like, you know, this would seem quite funny with the card from earlier, the equip one, right? Because then you bring out the cat from the graveyard, or what is it called in Magic? I forgot. I'm gonna say graveyard to trigger all of the Magic people. You bring it back from the graveyard, and then you equip the thing to it, draw 2 cards, and then you can bring it back again, right? That could be a thing. Oh, it's also graveyard? Okay, my bad then. No one was triggered. Oh, it says graveyard on the card.
a lot of damage to your opponent. Just, I mean, it's 1 mana, you know. So it's really weird, right? Because it's one of those cards where it has like context, you know.
Right.
It's in isolation, I'd say this is obviously just terrible, right? This is not good at all. But you know, the context, like same with Grizzlebrand, it's like, okay, so just looking at this, you know, for these reasons in isolation, it doesn't seem like it would work. And the same thing with this, right? But in the context of whatever you're doing with this deck, maybe it's like absurd, and there's just ways to just cheat out lots of food tokens or something. Is that once per turn? Like, can I just add this back every time I sacrifice a food?
If it's in your graveyard, it's not once per turn. It's as many times as you could technically loop it.
I feel like this is assuming there's some nonsense like combo that's going on with cat. I'm gonna say that this is maybe banned. I'm gonna go with banned.
Your instincts are correct. So Magic has an online-only format where they retcon cards. I don't know if you're familiar.
Is that
with
Arena?
That. It's a format on Arena called
Oh,
Alchemy,
okay.
and they go back
Oh, yeah, I've
in
heard
and
of
they
them.
change the text of cards. And Cauldron Familiar was good enough to get retconned. There's a combo with Cauldron Familiar and another card called Witch's Oven where you sacrifice a creature, make a food token. There's the food token you need to bring back.
Wait, that's
Cauldron
just a
Familiar.
2-card infinite combo. Okay, give him that for context. Of course, I mean, he did it right, but like that's necessary for context. If there's like another card that says sacrifice a creature to get a food token, if you put those 2 cards next to each other, everyone can figure out that that's an infinite loop. Oh, it has to tap. Okay. Well, still.
You use the Cauldron Familiar as a blocker. So essentially what happens is...
Okay, the
opponent
oven
attacks you, you
taps.
put Cauldron Familiar in front of it. Before damage goes through, you just sacrifice your own Cauldron Familiar to the oven and bring it back. So the opponent never actually gets through with any damage. So they retconned...
I love the theme of that. That's so funny.
Yeah, you put the cat in the oven, in the witch's oven, and then you put it back. They retconned Cauldron Familiar to say a Cauldron Familiar cannot block. It was good enough as a
Oh, wow.
blocker and cycling. So they still allow you to do the cycling, but you can no longer use it as a blocker because it was good enough
okay.
with that situation to stall other decks long enough that you could kill them with the sacrifice mechanic. So they did retcon this card to say it cannot block. So then my little 1/1 cat is basically now ruined. Unplayable.
Is this actually just useless now?
People try. The sacrifice mechanic is still a little bit valid, but it is mostly it's gotten significantly worse. Really bad now.
Alright.
No longer good.
Okay.
There are decks.
I
that
always
sacrifice
wondered for Magic, how big is like the searching capability in the format? Like if there's like a 4-off card that's like really strong, how well can decks tutor cards basically? Because that's always what I feel like with 60 cards. I never really see much searching power in Magic, where I guess you have some time to find the cards, right? Because like you set up it needs time to set up the mana anyways, but still whenever I see Magic decks or cards, I never see much tutoring going on. So I guess maybe sometimes there are decks that have it, but I feel like for the most part it'd be very draw dependent to pull off like a combo like this, right? Acolyte, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate that so much. Thank you. It's often revealed 3, pick 1. Like the top 3, and then look at the like duality kind of situation.
Creature just to sacrifice, but other than that, it's no longer very good. Sad.
That's one of the funniest thing about when I played the Digimon card game for a second. I don't know how many of you know this, but the Digimon card game does not have searching at all. Because the Digimon card game, after you've drawn your opening hand, you never shuffle your deck again. Which is a funny concept that saves a lot of time. Which is actually, I think it's quite smart. It saves so much time in the course of a tournament. Because Digimon solves it in a way that's interesting. It goes, whenever you have something that interacts with your deck, like if you want to have tutors in Digimon, it goes like, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. if you find this or that card, you can add it to your hand and then put the rest of the cards to the bottom of the deck. So you never shuffle. It's always like that. It's like reveal the top 3, pick 1, reveal the top 5, pick 1. The rest always goes to the bottom in the order that you decide. So you never have to shuffle. It saves so much time after in the game. It's quite interesting.
Oh, here we go. Another blue instant. This is Brainstorm. Draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order.
Oh,
so
come on.
You're net 1 card, basically.
This is busted. It has to be.
It's graceful
you're just
charity.
cycling your deck,
Almost.
trying to dig
No,
for
it's not.
something.
It's not
then
banned.
put 2 cards from your hand.
I'll tell you why it's not banned. This card would be banned hella quick in Yu-Gi-Oh. It'd be hella quick in Yu-Gi-Oh that it would be banned. But even the smallest mana cost, in games with mana cost is just huge. But I think this card is good. I think this card is very good because it helps you for consistency so much. Like exactly what we were talking about, right? Draw 3, put 2 back is insane for consistency. It's very good. I still don't know if it's banned though. It might be one of those signature blue cards that's just in the game, which is just fine. It's strong. I would say it's not banned.
We'll redraw them.
I still feel. I mean, I don't know. Like 3 cards deep for 1 mana instant. I mean, nah, this is banned. This is a 1 mana draw 3. Come on.
Yeah, it's banned.
Okay, sure. You put 2 back.
I was wrong.
Cards in instance that you can potentially use on your opponent's turn because that's what blue does. I think this is definitely banned.
Banned. Digging for 1 is banned. Is bannable in multiple formats as well. Digging for 1 is good shit in Magic.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
I guess it might be because of what we said earlier that like you don't have much tutoring in Magic. So a card like this is just generally too strong for consistency reasons. It's like basically it's a very strong tutor, right? So yeah.
So sneak attack, 4 mana enchantment. So it stays on the battlefield. For 1, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. That creature gains haste. Sacrifice the creature at the beginning of the next end step.
Wait, so I can just put any creature regardless of its mana cost?
Oh, that's busted. I know that one. I know this one. I know this. I've seen this one before. One time I've watched a... I'm sure some of you can relate. I'm sure some of you can relate to... I've been recommended, because I watch some card game content on YouTube, so I get recommended Magic sometimes as well. It was like some Nikachu video about Magic. There was like a match going on with this as like a combo enabler. I forgot what the combo was. They summoned something extremely broken if they got the combo together. Something like that. I don't remember what the exact name of the card was that they summoned, but
and it gets haste.
The thing is, I don't know if they like banned
crazy,
this
right?
combo by now,
It's 4
or
mana,
if it's still in
so
the game.
It's a little slow in that regard, but even if on 4, you're just activating this on 4 and then just summoning a guy and then rushing with it immediately. Sacrificing at the beginning of the next end step, I don't think is super relevant because I mean you're just getting the value of it immediately. Plus, I don't know if red cards flow. I feel like maybe that's like a black thing where they do stuff in the grave when they die. So I'm not sure. I feel like this is a really good card, but not
Emrakul. I think that was the name Ogre was
any
taken. I
creature.
think it was
Any
Emrakul or
creature.
Grizzled.
So there's
Brand.
probably
I think
so much
that maybe
stupid stuff
maybe
that
she
you can do
shows
with
the
this.
cards.
I'm gonna say that this is banned. It has to be.
What they do
any
with this?
creature on 4 has to be with haste.
Sneak attack is not banned. It is a crucial part of a... Oh man, I don't play Legacy or Vintage. They're both old formats that are very expensive because the cards are old. But it is a crucial piece in a deck called Sneak and Show, which is named after Sneak Attack.
Exactly,
where
Sneak and
essentially
Show.
You're going to try to be putting really scary shit down off of Sneak Attack. But it is...
So you said it's really expensive. You just buy one of those reprint packs for like $1,000.
Oh yeah, you know,
right?
just casually, just $1,000 for my non-tournament legal reprints.
So this is like good. It's just not banned,
This is
right?
good. It's not banned. It's an older card. I don't think it's been reprinted, so there's a lot of
The
formats.
Magic community is in shambles right now about this reprint pack.
Of some older decks, so not banned. All right, Chromox for 0. This is an artifact. Yeah, 0. When Chromox enters the battlefield, you may exile a non.
Bro, 0. Just say it's banned. Don't even read it.
Tap, add 1 mana of any of the exiled cards' colors to your mana.
That's banned.
So
There's
you can
no
exile
way.
a blue card under it, and then it gains tap, add a blue. You could exile a blue-green card under it, and then it gains tap, add a blue.
0 mana ramp? No.
Exile a non-artifact. You're just manipulating the colors in your hand.
It's a mana rock basically. So
There's no way.
Gaining the ability to it substitutes as a land basically after you imprint a card under it because it's giving you the ability to add mana.
Add 1 mana of any. But like you have to tap to do that, so you're always
you do it
kind
once
of.
per turn, the same as like a land.
Bro, it's a
so
land.
it's
for
not
free.
Numerically gaining anything. It's just swapping colors every turn, right? Is that? Am I
No,
misunderstanding?
it's a.
So technically you can play.
It's
this
a
on
land,
turn one,
Farfa.
it costs 0, right? You just play it for free. You stick a card from your hand under it, and then you also play your land for turn 1. So then you have.
Oh.
You have access to 2 mana on turn 1.
Ooh.
And then on turn 2 you have access to 3 mana if you play your land as you should per turn. So it's a mana accelerant, basically.
So right.
It's a free mana
Huh.
accelerant at the cost of you've exiled a card from your hand under it. You will never be able to get that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Does he understand artifacts? I think what he thought. I think he thought he had to pay a mana. I think that's what when he taps. I thought he thought he had to pay a mana. That's why he said it doesn't gain you anything. But it's not true. You don't have to pay a mana. This seems bad. No, this is insane. This is 100% banned. Yeah.
You're basically just like gaining a turn every turn almost. Like that's
You
like
put
you know
you
you're
a turn ahead for the rest of the game. You'll be a single turn
right.
ahead, pretty much. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
dude.
banned. Grombox is banned.
How old is this card?
It's been reprinted a few times, so the original is pretty old, but it has actually been reprinted 2 or
Why?
3
But
times.
There is this part of Power 9? There's a Mox. No, it's called different. It has a different name, right? In the Power 9. What's the Mox? There's a Mox in Power 9, isn't there? What's it called? Mox Opal, right? Or something like that?
That's just silly. Like,
oh, there are 5 Moxes in. Okay. Well, okay.
Not banned in
I was right though. There's a Mox in the Power 9.
Play Chromox.
Expert
Assuming
level.
that's why they mana accelerants are really good in Commander.
Opal, Jet, Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald. Okay.
It wasn't actually banned in Modern until recently, so it was playable for a long time.
I remember seeing Mox Opal once. That's why.
Yeah, it took me a while to like understand how this works,
Yeah.
but basically TLDR, you gain another turn.
Yeah, you
well,
gain
you
another turn
are. Yeah.
Are all the Mox
Yeah.
cards mana ramp? Like, is that their
Ooh, here
concept?
we go. This is Coma, Cosmo Serpent.
Oh god, there's a lot of
7
text.
is Legendary Creature Serpent. This spell can't be countered. At the beginning of each upkeep, not just yours, that's both players, create a 3/3 blue serpent creature token named Coma's Coil. You may sacrifice another permanent to A, tap target permanent, its activated abilities can't be activated this turn, or B, Cosmo Serpent gains indestructible until end of turn. It is a 6/6.
So I'll say one thing right off the bat. What I learned from mana-based games, which weren't Magic. I haven't played much Magic. Whenever creatures were just like huge, big mana, they usually weren't very good unless you could cheat them out sometimes. So unless there is some context behind this, I think for 7 mana, it's not gonna be that good. Even if it has a lot of fancy text on it, can't be countered, makes tokens and whatnot, I don't think it's that good. Unless you can cheat it out.
Yeah, that is. It's almost a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Damn.
Yeah.
So when you sacrifice another serpent, I assume you can sacrifice
Wasn't
only refers
progress
to your own
day? You
cards.
could-
I can't
no.
sacrifice my opponent's
No.
token.
No, but you're creating a token.
Wait.
You're creating a token on every one of your turns and every one of your opponent's turns. You're creating.
Yeah, but I just mean like if my opponent has a serpent, I can't sacrifice that. You can only sacrifice your own card. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. And is the 3 just means 3 of any color, and then 2 green, 2 blue? So you could get 2 bodies every standby. Upkeep. For
Oh, you said
6/6.
stand by face. Oh my god, they're
and then
all
you can just
insulted. Oh my god.
Sacrifice another Can I sacrifice both of the tokens to get both effects?
Sure.
So I could hypothetically like sacrifice both of those tokens when it comes back to my turn, and then just like tap 2 of my opponent's monsters.
You could do that.
I
So
mean-
it protects itself because you can sacrifice one of the serpent babies to give it indestructible. You can,
And
also,
you can also
tap
tap
down
things.
your opponent's shit to swing in. You could tap down your opponent's permanents.
You should just maximum trigger. When you take part in one of these videos, you should just maximum trigger the Magic community. You should say things like, I contribute one of the tokens to turn one of their monsters into defense position. That's what you should do.
That are causing you problems because it also says their activated abilities can't be activated. It's doing a lot. This card is doing a lot.
Just wondering for like 7 mana. So like you have to like 7 mana, bring this into
And
the
it becomes
field,
a tower, yeah.
Wait, your opponent gets a turn, then you get a token, then you get another token. It goes back
You
to your
get a token on their turn, on their upkeep. So you get your
right.
first token.
But you can't like
In
you
their
can't start doing
standby
anything with it
phase, we
until
get
it
a
goes back to
token.
your turn after you've
could
entered.
start doing things with it. You can sacrifice it at any time.
Oh, so wait, so sacrifice another servant, you can do that at any point?
Yeah, it's instant speed.
Oh, how do you know that? Like where?
It would
what
say
tells you?
activate only as a sorcery if you can't.
So do all legendary creatures are they all just by default instant?
It's a quick effect.
No, only the
not
sacrifice
here.
of the serpent choose one ability is instant.
It's a
The
quick
legendary creature
effect.
itself is playable only at like creature speed. So, but the sacrifice ability, so you can start doing things with the sacrifice ability at instant speed.
Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting. Okay, well this makes it a lot better, I feel, because even if it, hits the board, you're just waiting
It's
a
too
turn, and then you
expensive,
sacrifice,
I
you make it
think. Like-
indestructible until it comes back to your turn, get a serpent on your turn.
Rule
and then
number
tap their
1,
guy.
if card is
I don't know, I
only
feel like this
big
is a
and
really
fancy
good
and very
card, but
expensive,
I don't know if it's
you have to cheat it
unbannable.
out. Magic. That's how mana
This
games
is-
work
This is
usually.
good,
I'm
but I
sticking
know
with
that there's
it.
definitely absurd legendary creatures in this game, and I don't know if this is like up there with them.
I'm
I
sticking
couldn't name
with
one,
it.
to tell you the truth right now. I'm gonna say that this is very good, but I don't know. I don't think it's banned.
Good instinct. This card is very good, but
Ooh.
not banned. This was a
Okay,
recent
okay.
card. It is very strong. It is expensive, so you need to ramp into it.
Yeah.
It is good though. It's definitely doing a lot. If
Oh, it is
Standard
seeing
format,
play
especially
though. I was
Discord,
expecting this one to
they
not
can't
even
deal
see
with
much play because of
at
how
instant
expensive
speed
it
on
is.
your
Okay,
turn.
interesting.
It's kind of a game ender because that's
Oh,
the
really?
only time
Wow.
it's not protected. Because other than that, you're going to be protecting, giving it indestructible every turn if they need to. So
Is this one of the stickiest monsters in Magic? I feel like this is so hard to just remove.
It is really difficult. It's a difficult card to remove, and that's why it's as strong as it is. So Kama likes to stick around.
It sees
That's
0
why he's
play in
making it. He's
1v1.
making bodies
Okay.
to attack with and or protect itself. So it's he's a big boy.
Okay.
A big boy.
All right.
I think we've only got a couple more. Oh, this is a really good one. Dot Seas. This is a sorcery, so it's not.
Okay,
actually
even
it's
I know
only
this
played
card.
on your
Even
turn.
I know
Target
this
player
card.
reveals his or her hand. They've stopped with that language now. They've started using more gender neutral
This
language.
is,
You can tell this
Trap
an
Dust
older card
stream.
because it says his or her. You choose.
Even I know this card because of like the 2 Magic games I've watched in my life. Even I know Thoughtseize. The only thing I don't know is whether this card is banned or not. Because I know it's good. I know it's good to look at your opponent's hand and discard a card from it. Like, we don't have to talk about it. But I don't know whether
you lose 2 life.
Target player
banned.
reveals their hand, and then you choose a non-land card, and then the player discards it, but you lose 2 life for it for 1 mana. So you pick that. So if I
You
target
pick.
my opponent, I pick the card to
Yes,
remove.
you do.
Oh, this has to be banned. It has to be. You're sacrificing 2 life to remove important like pieces from their hand. That can't fly. That's not good.
Final answer banned.
Yeah,
This
this
card
is
is
bad.
not banned. Thoughtseize is not
What?
banned. Thoughtseize is
That's
a staple
crazy.
in many formats. It is a very strong card. There's been discussion.
if I ever
about
try
Thoughtseize
Magic and you
several times.
Thoughtseize me, we're
I
fighting.
get Thoughtseized on the regular, and I hate it every time. They take my good shit, and I'm mad about it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with like comboing in card games, right? It's like if you just need like 3 things or something, 3 or 4 cards in your hand that really synergize and work well with each
If
other.
you Thoughtseize
And
me, we're
I swear,
fighting.
every single card in Yu-Gi-Oh that specifically just says like hand have all just been banned, like Gumblar and the Equip Spell, Smoke Grenade. Like this, every time there's like some combo that involves a hand, they just get banned
I
instantly.
love how he
that's
throws the
surprising.
names of these cards out there. That I'm pretty sure her community is mostly Magic players, and none of them is gonna understand anything.
But
Yeah,
of like
it's still that it's at least been
Gumblar.
It's legal and it's strong, especially for 1 black. You know, on turn 1, even
Yeah.
before your opponent plays, you can take their crucial pieces.
Yeah.
So it's
Maybe if it was instant, it'd be bad.
I'm gonna put this in my Commander deck and draw it turn 1 against you. Isn't Commander like 100 cards all 1-ofs? Then we got some real problems if that happens.
It could very well be. Okay, this is a good one though, so I'll stick with this one. This is a land. This is called Field of the Dead. Field of the Dead enters the battlefield tapped. It adds 1 colorless mana. Whenever Field of the Dead or another land enters the battlefield under your control.
Wait,
if
why
you
does it
control-
say? Why is it that simple? Wouldn't it just be the gray circle with the 1 in it? Why is it that? Why is it that thingy? That diamond? Field of the Dead enters the battlefield tapped, and it makes colorless mana. Whenever Field of the Dead or another land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token.
7 or more lands with
This is like this seems really good in like late game decks. You know what I mean? Because that means like I think one of the fundamental problems of certain decks in Magic, if like later on into the game, you would draw lands, and at some point you just have so much mana that you don't want any further lands. And then that point, if you have Field of the Dead in play, your lands are not just lands, they create more tokens, right? Every land creates tokens now, basically, on top of that, right? Whenever Field of the Dead or another land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black. Yeah. So it depends. In like a really long game or control-ish deck, you could turn your late game land top decks that are normally not good because you already have enough mana for everything. Then maybe it's fine, and maybe you can get around the 7 different names by, you know, I mean, you have Field of the Dead, that's 1, then you have like the basic lands of like 2 colors, and then you have a couple of special lands. I don't know, maybe it's okay. But it depends. If the format is fast, this card is bad. But like even in the worst case, it's still a land that provides colorless mana every time, even if you don't use the effect. However, it does come into play tapped, so you can't use it immediately.
different names, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token.
So it enters tapped, and then you have to wait a turn to tap to add a colorless. land, so you're just going neutral on land after that, right?
I mean,
On
it's,
mana,
it's a
sorry.
plus mana. It's just not a specific color. So it's your land. You play
Yeah.
this as your land for turn. You net a colorless mana, which is relevant. But
Okay, and then whenever a field of the dead or another land enters the field under you control 7 or more lands with different names, creating different names. Ooh, Oh, 7 unique names.
I don't think it's banned, by the way. I don't think it's banned at all. I'm just trying to see
slow,
where
right? I mean,
this could
7
be good.
drawing
But
7
even
unique
then, I don't
lands,
think this
that's-
is like.
I don't know if you're gonna set that up like immediately
good.
on 7. You know, if you play a land every turn, because you could draw like multiples of the same.
It could be good, but it's definitely not banned. I think I would definitely not guess that this is banned. I don't think there's a way. Like this seems way too balanced.
Every time you play a land, but I mean, come on, like 7 unique land names. Nah, I don't think this is that good.
this card is banned.
What? Why am I so
Wait, what?
stupid?
You're not. This card is banned. There are ways in Magic the Gathering to sacrifice all of your lands and replace them all with new lands, and that triggers a zombie for every land that you play on the turn. So what essentially you're gonna do once you have 7 lands is sacrifice all of your lands, get all new lands, get like
Okay, well
3 Field
that's
of the
context that I didn't have.
Or I guess you need more than 7 lands at that point. Like 8 lands, get like 3 Field of the Dead, and then each one of those lands that entered creates a zombie for also each Field of the Dead that you have. So basically what you do is you make like 60 zombie tokens on one turn.
Oh my god, wait, so it's
Okay, well I didn't know that. I didn't know there was like combos that
lands into
replace your lands with different lands. So you can just like, if you have 7 lands, you replace them with different ones, and then each of them triggers. I didn't know that.
Battlefield
I didn't have perfect information. How am I supposed to do?
There
Yeah,
are
okay.
ways to sacrifice
We've been
some
scammed.
lands and replace them with other lands.
Well, in that case,
In
I
that
mean,
case,
This one doesn't
if you
count.
told me that you could just put
is
like
to make like 60 zombies at one time with Field of the Dead. It is banned.
yeah, I mean, if you could just put like over 100 stats.
Well, I know fetch lands, but like one fetch land with this doesn't seem broken.
On the field with this on 7.
Bro, this is just Sword Soul.
Okay, that's crazy.
Really boring.
Just token collector then. What's the problem? Token collector pop 60 zombie tokens, easy
I
clap.
sort of agree. I think that creating like 60 zombies on turn like 8 is not that scary. Honestly, I mean, I guess this says a lot about the power level, but I don't think it's that scary. I think I should be allowed to create 60 zombies on turn 8 if I want to. But whatever.
Would that really be fair? That's a lot of stats. Like you could just power through it the whole field, right? Just all these blockers
Isn't there
and
decks
stuff.
that have like
Okay,
entire
so they
board
have a
wipes though?
turn to board wipe. They
Oh.
countered the spell that lets you sacrifice all of your lands. I feel like if by turn whatever, I mean you're ramping, so you can in theory do this earlier than turn 8. But it's like if they haven't figured out what you're doing and they haven't either won the game before you do it or have a plan to stop you, I feel like you should be allowed to win.
Okay, I gotta ask a question. How do we track this when we get to turn 8? Like, how do I physically show I have 60 zombies?
Mostly this deck was played on Arena, so people played a lot of this where it just handles it for
Okay.
you, which is fantastic. But you can play it in
That
paper,
works.
and then you have to like, either you tell your
What do you-
opponent, you're just like, hey, this is how it's going.
What do you
to
get
work.
at this point? Do you just like throw confetti on the table, or like what
No,
do you actually do?
You can make like we have like dry erase tokens, which infinite tokens, which are really useful. So you could just make one and be like, hey, this is 62 zombies. It's representing 60. Here you go.
Okay.
No, I was just
Do we want to do
put
sexy shirtless man?
60.
Okay, so
We should do it. It's a
the elk
planeswalker.
thing.
Individual
Okay, so this
tokens.
one's cheating. I
know
know
this
this
one?
one's banned,
Okay,
and
yeah.
because it was the biggest deal of any power creep card ever in the history of Magic. I think people went crazy when this thing was around. I saw all the
Okay, I don't know this at all, so I was spoiled now. I didn't even get a chance to read it. +2, create a food token. +1, target artifact or creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elk creature with base power and toughness 3/3. Yo, it's Minimorph! Exchange control of target artifact or creature you control and target creature an opponent controls with power 3 or less. I guess it's just busted because it comes down super early, gains a lot of life, and makes tokens. Right?
elk memes, so
Okay,
I know that this
you
guy's
know
absolutely
this
banned.
one. Good. Okay, you know Ogre was banned. This is a really interesting card, I think, because prior to its release, people had read the card and nobody was really that concerned. After release,
okay.
when people started playing with it, they realized how oppressive it was very, very quickly, and then it got banned. So it was an interesting scenario.
So you just make
But
tiny
yes,
tokens until you need to
You can make
transform
Garden
anything.
into an
And it's
elk,
just
that's
3
so
mana.
funny.
That seems very
literally
strong.
anything with the +1 ability into an L. So
That's so funny.
we should do Emrakul. This is a really good one. This is a 15 mana card.
This is the
Emrakul
thing they
Dance.
summoned in
It
Sneak,
is
I think.
legendary Eldrazi.
With the
Emrakul
Sneak
can be countered
card.
When you cast Emrakul,
In that
next
one video
turn
I saw.
After this one, she has flying, protection from colored spells, and Annihilator 6. Annihilator means every time she attacks, you destroy 6 permanents that your opponent controls. How Annihilator works. When Emrakul is put into a graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library.
Oh, so it just resets the game as well. Nice.
Yeah, you get your graveyard back pretty much.
Man, I do gotta say, like, the Eldrazi cards are some of the coolest artworks in any game ever. They are so badass. Well then, taking an extra turn, I feel like doing that by turn 15 is not really maybe
But
that
we're not
relevant.
paying 15
well, I suppose
mana
it
for
is
that,
if-
Farfa. You saw Sneak Attack earlier, or what it was called.
if you're when you take an extra turn after, okay, so
Of course, we're not waiting until turn 15.
You get an extra turn, so the summoning sickness wears off. You declare an attack, and
what do
you
you
break
mean?
6 things on the field. You know, that's. I mean, you probably just win the game if you're popping 6 guys or 6 enchantments or whatever important combo pieces they have up. Now the question is, this is gonna take forever to summon. So I don't know how quick we can ramp into Emrakul, because 15 is a large number.
Yeah, so Emrakul hitting the battlefield is kind of a game ender. If your opponent manages to play an Emrakul,
Well, yeah, you don't need an extra turn because it can attack directly, right? Because it gains haste from the other card.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's not banned.
So you just pop it as a 15-15, attack with it, and then just like Annihilator 6, whatever. Like pop everything.
My hunch.
Emrakul Aeon's Torn is not banned, but you remember that card Sneak Attack that we were talking about earlier? Pay 1 red, just put an Emrakul down.
So does that just work? Like,
yeah, it works.
So you could like sneak attack Emrakul, use the effect to take an extra turn. Wait, but it dies at the end of that turn.
It does, but you get the 1 turn where you do 15 damage and Annihilator 6 them.
Wait, but it has summoning sickness, no?
Not with Sneak Attack, it has haste.
Oh yeah, because it has haste. You're right. Oh.
Yeah, so you just sneak attack Emrakul and then pretty much win the game.
So Magic community, what's the problem card? Is it Sneak Attack or is it Emrakul? What's the problem card? Because that's always the biggest thing for us Yu-Gi-Oh players is like, which one is the problem card? Like, oh, this card is the problem. This one's not the problem.
Yeah, so okay, Thassa's Oracle is a really interesting card. So I think we'll end on Thassa's Oracle. This will be the last one that we do. This is a creature, Merfolk Wizard. When Thassa's Oracle enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is your devotion to blue. Devotion is how many blue mana symbols you have on the field, not including your lands. So Thassa's Oracle herself would give you 2 devotion to blue because she has 2 blue mana symbols.
Okay, right.
Does this include your lands? Or maybe she just said that and I forgot.
See.
Put up to 1 of Thassa's Oracle herself to blue. Devotion is how many blue mana symbols you have on the field, not including your lands.
Not the lands,
Thassa's
okay.
Oracle herself would give you 2 devotion to blue because she has 2 blue mana symbols.
Okay, right, I see.
Put up to 1 of them on top of your library and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If X is greater than or equal to the number of cards in your library, you win the game.
You win
Wait, sorry,
the
what?
game?
If X is greater or equal to the number of cards that you win the game.
You win the game.
Each mana in each blue in the mana cost of permanents you control counts towards your devotion to blue. Wait, so
that sounds very good. I don't know if that's reasonable at all. Couldn't you play like a blue like control or mill deck to get towards the bottom of your deck and just summon this and win? Sorry, cast this. Sorry, cast this and win.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a hot take right now.
Okay.
Looking at this, I actually don't think winning the game is the relevant effect of this thing.
Okay.
I think that looking at the top of your library and then stacking your deck to then draw with all the crazy draw cards that blue has, I think that's why this is good. Maybe.
Okay.
I can be completely wrong though. Gosh, if X is greater...
that's what I thought at first. Is like it might be an okay card for consistency, but that would never make this card be strong enough to be banned or even see play. Like paying 2 mana for a 1/3 that like looks at the top couple. It doesn't even draw you the card, right? It doesn't even draw you the card. So like that would never be the reason to play this card. I think if this win condition is like that's my problem. If the win condition is realistic, then this is busted, of course. If the win condition is way too gimmicky, then it's not good. The thing is, all that it requires you to do is like either you have to get a reasonably big field with a lot of blue devotion, and then you have to somehow, like the game has to go like a little bit late for you to thin your deck enough to the point where you can just win the game. And I think that's not that unreasonable. That feels like it would be easy to build around and do.
Equal to the number of cards in your library. So you would have to have more things up than is in your deck. A Magic deck is 60 minimum, right?
60, sometimes 80.
60 minimum then.
60
So you would have like...
Oh wait, it's not set to 60? You can go over 60 in Magic? I thought it was set to 60. Or can you go up to 80?
I can't do the maths. You would need to have 31 cards on the field to win the game, right?
You would, yeah, to win the game, you would need to have less cards in your library than this card lets you look at.
Oh, right. So you need 31 mana on the field. Or 31 blue on the field.
Well, depends on where you're at in the game, right? So what the win the game condition applies to, it's sort of scrying, right? The look at top X cards is basically scrying. I'm going to call it scrying. It means that you have less cards in your library than the number of cards that you're scrying. You win the game.
It doesn't even matter what I say. I'm going to get this wrong because I'm horrific at maths, and this card is making me do algebra, so I already...
Bro, it says win the game. Just say it's banned. If you don't know, just say it's banned. It says win the game.
This is... I honestly don't know. I feel like the win the game thing is actually maybe not like the relevant thing here. You know, I do... playing 4 of this and just being able to like basically stack your deck and then draw and then like get your combo pieces. I don't know. Maybe that's why this card's really good. But I could be completely wrong. So I'm gonna say that this card isn't banned.
This card is not banned, but you are totally wrong. The win the game part is extremely relevant. There are ways.
Good? Never punished. Never punished. That was so unsatisfying. Like Farfetch Nadir just laying out for 2 minutes something incredibly wrong and then still being right is very, very frustrating.
Yeah, this card is really good.
Never punished. There's no justice.
Wins games.
This feels almost like when Jen and Susu asked like the worst questions on Simo's Guess the Card, but they still got the card in freaking 10 tries because they asked randomly, is it a tuner? And the answer was yes.
Interestingly, it also says you win the game. So in a 4-player game like with Commander, this card is a game-ending combo.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You
just beat 3 people
just
instantly.
win the game. So what happens is there are ways to draw your entire deck, and then you just play Thassa's Oracle, and there are no cards left in your library. So X is 2 because of Thassa's Oracle, and 0 is less than 2. So you win the game.
0 is less than 2.
You need to do it as complicated as I was trying to do it, right?
Nope.
You just
okay. That was the last
part. Draw all of the cards in your library, or put them all into your graveyard. There's ways to, I believe, mill all of your cards into your graveyard so that you have no cards left. Basically, there's cards that let you draw until you reach a certain card name. So what you do is you just name a card that you don't have in your deck. So you draw your entire deck, and then you're like, oh, Thassa's Oracle, I win the game. There's no card left.
So funny. That's like that's crazy. How is this not banned then?
Yeah,
I guess because it's only crazy in Commander.
It's pretty crazy in other formats. They actually banned in some formats the card that lets you draw your whole deck. So they did technically ban the other.
What an interesting thing to do, huh? Ban the card that lets you draw your entire deck. Who designed that? Was that designed by Konami? Did they steal from Konami Japan? Like declare a card name, draw until you draw that card. Bro. They let Jerome design a Magic card. Oh my god.
Piece of that combo in a couple of formats, but there's still other ways to do this effect. They banned the most oppressive way to do it, but Thassa's Oracle remains unbanned. A lot of people think this card should be banned because of
So they kind of banned around it rather than addressing the problem. It sounds like
they did ban around it. I don't know if I have a huge opinion on whether or not this card should be banned, but it's a really interesting and somewhat oppressive combo because there's not a whole lot of ways to stop it because
it mills until you find it. Well, that's still broken. Like even that would still be broken in Yugi.
Effect on a creature. Also, you'd have to counter Thassa's Oracle. Even if you kill Thassa's Oracle.
Bro, I love these types of videos. I wanna do one of those. The problem is I've played too many card games. Is my problem. Like I was thinking about contacting other content creators for other games. But I've played too many card games. That's my problem. I've played too much Hearthstone, Runeterra, even Pokemon. I can't do it. Like I've played them. I've played those games. It'd be too easy. And I don't mean that in a flexing way, but like I want it to be challenging. If like not having any idea. Magic is like the closest thing where I know the rules, but I don't know exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know the Pokemon guys, but like I think for Pokemon it's just like the thing is the last time I've played a Pokemon TCG is like 2 years ago. I've played a tournament, so like I don't know, but I'll think about it. Maybe there's like I've played Digimon, the One Piece TCG. I don't know actually, but that's new. Maybe I'll do something like that in the future. I love this stuff. I love these. I'm a sucker for card game mini games like that. The guess the card, the guess how good a card is. I love that type of stuff. Because even besides all that, all the competitive stuff, I love that type of stuff. I could do it for Flesh and Blood. That game could be because I have never played that game even. I don't know the rules for Flesh and Blood even. So that could be interesting. We'll see. Anyways, my voice is starting to, I need to get some rest. I need to also take care of the fiance, which is also sick. We are recovering. I still wanted to give you guys a decent length stream because I also felt like it. It was fun. I was bored. And so this was very, very good. I enjoyed this stream. I hope you did too. I will now leave you guys though, because I'm gonna head off and take care of myself and take care of the fiance for the rest of the day. I hope you enjoyed the stream, even though it was a little shorter than usual. I'm sorry. I'm recovering still, but I will be most likely, if I'm doing like I'm doing today, I'll be back tomorrow as usual, on the usual schedule. I think I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be here tomorrow. Until then, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for all the follows. Thank you for all the subs. I appreciate you guys so much. Hope you have a great rest of the day. And I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, let me see who I can raid. Let me see who's live. Let me see if we can make someone's day. And then I hope to see all of you tomorrow, and you have a great rest of your day. Let me see. Where is... Bro, Twitch doesn't even suggest Yu-Gi-Oh to me anymore. What has happened? Well, I guess there's no one live streaming Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Unfortunate. Well, anyways, then I guess we'll end it today without a raid. And yeah, I'll